call it?
PS4.
What? No. It was just saying error. Kept saying error. Do you have another mic over there? Is that 3 mics?
Yeah, he's got one right there.
In your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, true. Error. Did you start that?
What's that?
I said, did you start it?
Yeah.
Let's see if it'll get. Oh my god. Do you have another mic over there? Is that 3 mics?
Yeah, he's got one right there.
In your hand? See, it does the same thing
true,
again. Error. Did you start that?
What's that?
I said, did
I
you
don't know
start
why it
it?
won't let us on this one anymore.
So you,
Let's see if it'll get. Oh
I'm pretty
God.
quiet.
Do you have another mic over there? Is that 3 mics?
Yeah, he's got one right there.
In your hand? See, it does the same.
Would it make it easier? I don't know if we all had headphones, but I don't know what you plug those into.
Yeah, I don't have
Just
enough
start that.
ports.
Right.
What's that?
I said,
I
you
don't know why
start
it won't let us on this one anymore.
Oh, I gotta mute that. Okay, that's why. Alright, so I'm gonna
Gotta
max
keep this
that.
this
I'm
way.
gonna max that.
As long as we keep them far enough away from each other, it should be good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's echoing too bad right now. Alright, well, let's get talking here, Cam. Or CJ, why don't you introduce
working?
yourself a little bit?
Alright.
Make sure that mic's nice and close to your mouth.
Am I all good to go?
Yeah, you should be pretty good.
Okay, word. Yeah, I'm CJ Wedge. Ask me something.
All right. So usually we start off like, when did you graduate? Kind of. I know we've been pretty close. Hayden probably doesn't know too much about you, so if Hayden's got any questions, he can chime in. But so you graduated what? 2017.
Yeah, I graduated 2017. I applied for school. I did apply to Syracuse, Plymouth. I did like an early decision. In my head, I was like, I want to go to Syracuse so bad.
Right.
And then I ended up just like withdrawing because I think with the early decision, if you get accepted, you have to go.
Yep.
Right. So I like canceled it out before I got like the decision, I guess. And so I ended up going to Plymouth, and I stayed at Plymouth for a year and a half. About halfway through the second year, I dropped out. I didn't. I feel like I wasn't doing too great on like my classes and stuff, and I feel like I wasn't giving my best effort.
Yeah. What were you
And
going to school for?
I was going to school for marketing, and I don't know. I feel like my habits just weren't very good
Right.
when I was
Priorities
going.
weren't straight.
Right, my priorities weren't straight, and yeah, I just felt like I needed to get out of there, and like I don't know, it just wasn't for me, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, college isn't for everyone, that's for sure.
Right.
I know when you talk about your priorities, like I said, I know me and you go back, so a few times I visited you down there at Plym.
Sure.
Had some fun times. So, but
Facts.
even though you didn't stick it out through the whole thing, I know you met some pretty good roommates down there and stuff that you're still pretty close with.
Yep.
Tell us about like some of the experiences, I guess that you gained throughout that year and a half in college.
Okay. Yeah, so I was rooming with Keith Shepard. He's from Berlin. Our first year, and that didn't go great. And I kind of feel bad about it. I feel like I was a little harsh about the situation, but it went how it went. And after that, I'm trying to think when I met Jose, because I'm trying to I didn't really have a lot of like close friends when I went there.
Right.
But so I met like Moses and Jose when I first met them. They were like my first close friends there, and trying to figure out how to put it into words. Yeah, we had, I don't know, it was just, I didn't have I didn't like go out like a lot when I was there. I went to a lot of parties. I mean, you
Right.
came down a couple times. But once I really started hanging out with Jose and Moses a lot, and that second year, we did move in together. That's when I was really enjoying it, but I feel like at the same time, I was enjoying it a lot with them, but I feel like I wasn't really focusing on what I was supposed to be there for. So
And now, did either of them finish school either?
So I think Jose went. I think he got his associates. I think he went 3 years or 2.5 years. Moses got his major in art. I don't know exactly.
Right. Yeah. No, this we kind of talked about this. I don't remember what episode it was, but like talking about how like college is some of the times you meet like some of your closest friends and stuff like that. So I mean, knowing you as close as I know you, I know like Jose and Moses are like your best friends, like your go-tos and stuff. So you guys went through a time in life that that not a lot of other people go through at the same time. So like that's where you form that special bond and stuff, and it's kind of cool because like like we said, I went down and visited you a few times, and then Jose, great dude. I don't really know Moses too well, but like people like that you can bring back to a small town like this. Like being close with you helps me meet new people too. So we talked about that a little bit of me not like going to school and being able to like gain friends through other friends and stuff like that. So that's definitely a cool thing. And then I think the other big thing is like even though you didn't go through school, kind of like I know a little bit more about Jose than I do Moses, but I know you guys aren't all like in the same spot now, but you're still pretty close. So like how's that friendship stay together?
Yeah, so I guess when I first had dropped out and I was back home, I tried to go down to Plymouth as much as I could at first, but I think obviously I tried to, I had to get a job and, start doing all that stuff, like the real world stuff. And, yeah, I tried to just go down there as much as I could. That first year was a little bit tough, and then, yeah, I've just been going, like, I don't know, I just talk to those guys all the time, and, like, I plan trips to go down there all the time. Like, I'm going down there Thursday. It's Jose's birthday Thursday. So I'm going down there after work Thursday, and yeah, it's just, I mean, it is a little tough. They're in southern New Hampshire. They're both living together now, so that makes it easier because a lot of times we'd have to, drive to get Jose, or he was in Rhode Island. We were in New Hampshire, so it was tough. But yeah, now we're all pretty good. I haven't seen them in a little while, actually, so I'm glad I'm going to see them this weekend.
Yeah, that's definitely a cool bond to share. Where being a little ways apart and still being able to share that. Hayden, do you have any questions for him? Like I said, I know I kind of know CJ quite a bit. We grew up together quite a bit.
I've been trying to
So
just figure out some of this mic stuff, but so what are you doing for work right now?
Right now I'm working at the TNC,
Okay.
and I've been there for a little while.
So what do you do there?
I am basically, they have a linen service that they do.
Yeah.
So basically my responsibilities are that I do the deliveries for that out of town.
Okay.
And then when I'm free or I'm not doing that, Brian Bushy, Cam Bushy's dad, Joe Accardi, you guys know him. I work with those guys too, doing just any maintenance stuff that needs to be done really. So, I mean, I really enjoy working with them. They're smart guys. I learned a lot from them.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I like working there. I know long term it's not where I want to be, but
Yeah.
yeah, I enjoy working there right now with the people I work with. So,
Yep.
yeah.
So you say it's not really where you want to be forever. So like, what do you have anything in mind?
I mean, I don't know. Right now I'm just problems, which financially has kind of set me back.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but I've been doing a lot better handling that stuff, and really that's kind of what I'm just focusing on right now is just trying to get my mind right and
Yeah.
understand what I want to do.
Feel that. Been there for sure. Definitely. Gambling's probably one of the worst things you could probably get into.
See, obviously, I'm not even old enough to gamble.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't even know.
It's a tough thing. You know, like especially.
For a long time.
Right. Especially being like so into sports, you think you know everything, and like you think you have this guarantee. You think I guarantee this is gonna happen. This is gonna win. Like it's the complete. I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's just like it's a fantasy world when you see all these people online like gambling what they gamble to win what they win because you don't see what they lose. So that's like the worst part. It's so tough. That's like the worst part, I guess, about it all is like all these people that you see that gamble that do make money. They will never ever show you what they lost to get there. And I think that's the worst thing is like you get in your head like you can just win all this money, but you never see what people lose. So I feel you. I've been there. It's a tough slope to come out of. So
I think for me, the bigger problem that I had was obviously, I mean, like chasing losses and stuff like that's always like normal when it comes to gambling. But really, it was like kind of going back to, I guess, like, you know, my money situation, right? It's not, I don't have the best job, right? So it's like I'm betting money that I really can't afford to lose.
right.
So then you get behind, and then it's just
No, I feel that, and
bad.
even I feel like for me, it's been a little over a month since I've gambled, so maybe even more than that. For me, it was probably like you said, chasing the money, but not even that. Like when you get up money, you think you have that money, so you think you could bet more, and it's still like not even your money, and then you lose that, and then you chase what you just lost, which makes it even harder because you know what you can win because you've won it, but then when you lose what you've won, you think it's yours, and then it's just not. So like that's the hardest thing to come back
Yeah,
from.
I mean, like you said, there's been days where I've turned $50 into $1,000, and then the next day I lost 800 of it.
Right.
So then it's like, okay, like at least I'm still up a little bit, but it's like I just had all that.
I know, and that's the worst thing in my head too. Is I always thought like, okay, you just turned, you know, like you said, $50 into $1,000, and then you lose 800 of it. Well, guess what? I still am up 150, but that's not the point. You know what I mean? So like, and
In the
then
back
when
of your
you
head, you just lost 800.
right, and then
So it's like,
it gets in your head, and then you lose that other 200 the next day, and you're like, oh well, let me put another 50 in because I'm only down 100, and then it's just it's only this, and then you keep going, and then like you don't realize how fast it adds up.
right. It all happens really fast.
Which is definitely the worst part of it all, because you know sometimes it happens faster than you even realize it.
But I think, like a thing that I learned from it was just like, really it shows how much you gotta be grateful for what you do have instead of like looking up and being like, why don't, like, cause like you said, like you see all this small line, it's like, why am I doing that? But it's like, you just gotta,
100% goes into like social media just being like a false advertisement, kind of, so to say. The way I see it is there is ways where if you just manage your money in the right way, you don't have to chase like that.
right.
So it's a slippery slope, I guess, that you just follow along, and the more you can stay off that, the better you'll be, for sure.
Right. Yeah, I mean, when I was down bad, like, I was like betting money, like basically, I mean, you know how it is, Cam, since you're a gambler, right? So it's easy to understand. It's like
Right.
when you get, like you said, you lose that $50, and then you just put another 50 in, right?
Right.
I mean, I got to a point where I'm putting in like all kinds of money that I don't even have, and then it's like, it really just. But yeah, I mean, it really.
No, for
as bad
sure.
as it sucked, it really helped me understand like the important things.
Yeah, I feel the same way because I mean you realize that you realize the importance of not just money but the importance of adulthood, I guess. Becoming an adult's like hard, and like I said, you see all these people that do it on social media. So you want to chase, and then you get to a point where, like you said, you're gambling money that you don't even have. Been there, done that, and it's a hard thing to swallow because sometimes it's too hard to admit your guilt, too hard to admit that you're in a spot where you don't want to be. So you get to a point where you're trying to dig yourself out, but the job you're doing isn't gonna get you out yourself. So you think gambling's the answer because you're hoping to strike that big win, and all you realistically do is put yourself in a bigger hole. So,
I mean, it's all about that like mindset, like we said, like changing how your brain even thinks. Like, I don't want to wake up in the morning and the first thing I think about is what I want to bet on.
right.
That's just like a horrible way to live.
And like
It's just,
not even just that. It's like money shouldn't even be like the first thing on everybody's mind when they wake up. And like for a while, waking up, that was the first thing on my mind. Like, what can I do today that I didn't do yesterday that'll put more money in my pocket that I didn't do, or a way to make more, or a way to just eliminate the debt that I was in. So it's a really, like you said, really a mindset thing. But at the same time, like once you're in that hole, you're in that hole, and coming out of that hole is the hardest thing to do. But if you can get out of that hole, that's huge, so huge. But to not get in that hole in the first place is the biggest thing. And I mean, there's no other way around it. The best thing I could say is just don't get into it. If you want to go to the casino here and there, that's cool because like you have to spend cash like that. You know what I mean, that you have and stuff like that. But it's easy to swipe a card or something like that and throw it into a DraftKings account and all this stuff when
So is that
When
a
you don't realize
majority
it.
of what you did was like the sports stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I really didn't like mess around with the casino or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was the sports betting was really the main thing. Because I mean, I just like Cam says, you think you know it all, and it's just like
right.
I don't know. And it sucks. It takes the purity out of the game.
Yeah.
Because once you sit there and watch a game that you don't have money on, you really start to enjoy it. I think more.
Absolutely.
Because
And that's
if you got
like
money on it, it's just like stressful.
Yeah.
Your team's not winning.
Yeah,
Obviously.
And for a while, like the way I justified gambling was that I was gambling on games because I kept telling myself like, oh, it's not fun to watch this game that I don't care about. Like it would be, some NBA game with the Wizards and the Pacers playing that I could give two shits about both those teams.
Right.
And then I would gamble on it just so I would watch it to say, well, I do care about it because I have money on it. And then I was just watching it for the wrong reasons other than loving sports. So that's where I think the downfall comes into play. And I honestly, talking about this with you here right now, I don't think many people will talk about this. I think there's more people that out there that won't talk about this, that are in some trouble. It was a hard thing for me to swallow, to admit my guilt and to admit that I did have a problem. So I know where you come from on that because it's not easy. So being able to do that, I think, puts us a step ahead, and it's a little bit easier. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there that a lot of people don't know about the problems they go through. Maybe it's not even just gambling on sports, just gambling in general, or just spending their money in the wrong ways. So. If there's anything I can say to people growing up, being at a young age, getting in that problem, realizing the problem and getting out of it. Anybody growing up, the biggest thing that I could say is don't throw your money away, because the money is probably, obviously there's value to money, and everything you buy has value, but nothing can replace the money that you lose sometimes. money's not the most important thing. You know, you have family, friends, and all that stuff. But when you put yourself in a situation where you don't even have the money that you need, that's when your life, like you wake up every day and you're kind of like just focused on money, and that's when it takes over your life, and that's when you're not living, and that's when your life's not fun, not happy. And if there's one thing, that just don't get into it. Don't put yourself into so much debt where all you're worried about is money. Enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, enjoy everything that you have in front of you, and don't have to worry about the money.
So like, what is the right way to go about like betting, being responsible about it?
I think how to be, because I still bet. Cam said he hasn't bet in a little while, right? But I still bet. And the way I do it is you gotta really first off, bet money that you can afford to lose, right? Like, don't, and like, the way, putting it like that, afford to lose, it's like, really, you could just save it, but money that you can afford to lose, like Cam said, it's not gonna, like, tomorrow you wake up, it's not gonna affect you in a way, right?
Right.
And just kind of sticking to a plan, I guess. I have a plan. I try not to. Oh, I got you. Okay. I try not to, stick away from the plan. I don't know how to explain it, right? Because I'm still addicted to it.
Right.
Like, but I'm in more control of it I think.
Yeah, I think, the biggest thing, like when I first started, I didn't really know it. So like I was happy to win anything. And then when you first get those big wins is when you really get addicted to it. Like,
Yeah. 100%.
that's what draws you in. And then you just chase those big wins. So I would say for somebody that probably wants to do it, obviously probably not the best person to learn advice from, because I've been there in a bad situation and done it. But you don't have to chase that $1,000 win every time. A profit's a profit. Whether you bet $20 on a team that's favored a crazy amount and you win $5, or you bet $10 and you win 15. A win is a win, and you're getting money back. For a while, like you place those crazy parlays where you put $5 down and you win 1,000, and how many times does that hit? Very rare. So then you hit one of those, you win a lot of money, and now you're placing this crazy parlay, and even if it's just 5 teams, but like the chance of you winning one bet is hard enough. So putting 3 to 5 teams in a parlay and putting this much money down, thinking you're going to win that much money, it looks good when you put it in front of you, because if you say you put 3 teams together and you put $100 down and you're going to win $15,000, who doesn't want to see a $15,000 in front of their face? You know what I mean?
Right. I think the way you got to think about it is, it's not, you don't want to think about the winning. You want to think more about, what am I possibly losing?
Yeah.
Right.
Because really, it's like you said, like the $5 to win $1,000 bet. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
you're realistically not going to win this, so you're just burning $5.
Yeah.
Right.
So you really, the way I see it and how I still bet, and I do all right, I'm not saying I'm up, I'm down, but you'll go up and you go down, but like, I don't know, but just don't bet a lot. Like, bet what you can afford, and just let's say there's a slate of games, right? There's a big bunch of MLB games on. Like you said, it's hard enough to win 2. Just take one and have a plan that day. Say, okay, today, or let's use NFL for an example, just because it's easier.
Right.
I'm not gonna bet 5 games, 6 games at 1 o'clock, right?
Right. And
guess what? If you lose 4 of those, 4:30 gonna come around. There's gonna be 3 games on, and you're gonna be like, all right, I'm down.
Chasing.
I gotta just throw it all in, and then
Right.
you lose there, and then you got Sunday night, and then it's like all or nothing, basically. So you just gotta like, and take it one day at a time. You're not gonna win it all in one day. Like, let's say let's say a comfortable bet for you is $15. Don't bet, $100 in 15 different, like increments. Like,
Right.
if you gotta be comfortable, find out your number you're comfortable with losing each day. Like let's say I want to make $100 every day. That'd be ideal, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you just gotta take it slow. Like, if you get, let's say you win a $25 bet, your next bet, unless you're really confident in it, obviously, but your next bet realistically shouldn't be more than 25. It should be less. Like, if you win, like, try to stay ahead as long as possible. Take it slow. Like, I'm not endorsing gambling.
Yeah.
No, it's true though. Like I
It's
said,
hard to get out of it, but I think you can do it. But you have to be under control. You have to be aware of, is it controlling you? Like, you have to really just take it slow and just, if you have a problem, talk to somebody. Because, like, when I was having my troubles, like, I still live at home, right? So I live upstairs. My mom lives downstairs.
Yeah.
So there'd be days where I'd just be upstairs all day and I wouldn't go downstairs, see my
Yeah.
mom or anything. It's like, but when I finally like would go down there and I'd be like, hey mom, like, I'm having a bad day, it just feels good. It feels like a weight lifted off your shoulders when you really just tell people like you have a problem, and because it really helps you understand like a lot of people have the same problem that you have, or
No,
in a different way.
that's such a huge thing too, because like it's like I said, it's a hard thing to admit your guilt, and like I said, you live with that every day and it eats you up. And so when you wake up and the first thing you think about is like, oh fuck, like I'm in trouble, like fuck, like I need help, I need this, but like you don't do anything about it, that's when it gets worse. And that's the same thing. Like, I could never thank my mother enough for being there for me, for doing the things she's done. So having that person to go to, and just, even if they can't necessarily do anything for you in that exact moment that you're in, having somebody to go there to lift that weight off your shoulders,
Of course.
and
Just
talk
so
to
you can
people
kind of open up to, right?
is absolutely incredible. So that's the biggest thing to anybody. Just find that person you can talk to. Like, find your person, and whether it's your family, your friend, or what it is, but find, and this doesn't even have to go with just gambling. This is with any single thing out there. Like, find your person. Find that person you talk to. Find that person you tell everything to.
Yeah.
Find somebody that you can let the weight off your shoulders, because if you don't take that weight off your shoulders, that's when you put yourself in trouble.
Absolutely.
You can't even control your own thoughts. Like, you think you're crazy. It's like, am I crazy, or am I just
Yeah.
Right.
And then you start talking to somebody finally. It's like, okay, I'm not that crazy.
Yeah.
Right. And
It's
like,
not that big of a deal. Like, okay, I lost fucking $500. Okay, like, it sucks, but I'm not gonna die.
Yeah.
right.
It's really not that big.
So would you find like the way like your performance in gambling like for a day would completely like decide how your day is gonna go? Or was it kind of like, were you able to kind of put it in hindsight for at least the next day?
So basically, I had like, I guess I would say like 2 or 3 really bad like weeks I put up.
Yeah.
Where I just like, I lost a shit ton of money that I didn't even have, right? So
What's like a really bad week? Like, what are you losing in a really bad week?
okay, so here's how you get into a hole in gambling.
Okay.
You can go on to DraftKings and you can go into your PayPal and you can put money onto your DraftKings through PayPal, but they don't even take the money out of your account, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you do all these transactions, you don't have money in your account, but they're still, and it's Friday, right? So they're not going to take that money out of your account till Monday, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you run that up, right? You take $1,000 out of transactions. Guess what? I lost that $1,000.
Yeah.
So Monday morning at 8 o'clock, when the bank,
Opens up.
PayPal comes to take that
Overdrafts your
money,
account.
overdrafts your account.
Oh.
So right, so there's 10 transactions of $100.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a $32 overdraft fee for every one of those transactions. So you wake up on Monday morning, your bank account looks negative $1,300.
Wow.
And you're thinking to yourself, it doesn't really hit you until it's like, when you think about like how much money you're actually making, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Right.
For me, like, that's, that's a couple, like.
That's a long time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's-
Of course, yeah.
And that's not even including the bills that you have that,
On top
Yeah.
of it, right?
Exact,
Yeah.
So how does that work? Do you have like, so when you're, I guess, so you're never really in debt to DraftKings, right? Because they're taking the money either way.
Right, DraftKings is covered.
So like
Correct.
the only person you don't owe money to DraftKings, you owe money to the bank, right?
Or, yeah, or PayPal, unless.
Yeah. Okay.
Because either your bank would let it go through,
Yeah.
so it would go through, you get the overdraft in your bank, or the bank would deny it and you'd owe PayPal.
Okay.
Ideally, you'd owe PayPal. You want your
Yeah.
bank cleared,
Yeah.
you owe PayPal.
Right.
So,
'Cause
like-
then you don't have that overdraft fee probably.
Right, and, the bank, the thing with the bank is, like, you don't want to be negative with the bank, because then
Yeah, yeah.
they're gonna be on your ass.
So like,
But with
Right.
PayPal, like, they'll call you, right?
Yeah.
You don't answer. You send them $50.
Yeah.
To the negative, right? Okay, they leave you alone for a week.
yeah.
They call you back again. Hey, don't answer. Send them a little bit more money.
So like, do they put like a time limit on that, or like they just kind of keep on you until you pay it off?
Pretty much, they call, like, that's what would happen. They'd call. I didn't want to talk to anybody about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't answer. Send them $50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leave me alone
Right.
for a week.
Yeah.
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 So, and then they call me again, and they're like, all right, send them a little bit more until it's paid off.
Yeah. So like, what happens if you just don't pay? Cops at your door, pretty much. I mean,
I think it has to be like a significant amount.
yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like $1,000 to them isn't that crazy.
Right.
Yeah. So I wonder what
How about-
happens
yeah.
then, right? What happens when somebody just fucks off on their 1,000, right?
Right. I mean, I guess I don't think you could ever get arrested for it because I don't think the banks can like just call the cops and say that because I
Yeah.
think it's all disclosed and stuff. But like
Yeah.
that's how like bankruptcy and stuff like that comes into play.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if there's a lot of money, they'll send someone with a gun.
right.
Yeah.
All those stories you hear about people coming and breaking your legs
Yeah.
and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah. PayPal's got their guys.
Exactly. I wasn't a high roller, so
Yeah.
I got by.
Yeah. Okay. Oh
They
man.
just had to
that's
send me a
But
phone
no.
call once a week.
Yeah.
I gotta pay it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't send nobody at me.
So like, what did you kind of change to just, kind of be a little bit more responsible about it?
I think looking forward to other things in
Yeah.
life has helped.
Yeah.
Like, because when I was down bad, I wasn't going to the gym. Wasn't really focusing on eating better. I wasn't just like taking care of myself,
Yeah.
So I think just taking care of yourself, noticing like how much stuff around the house needs to get done.
Yeah.
yeah, like mentally it just takes you
Right.
over.
Right.
Like it
You're
just
just like,
like you're in a bad spot that like you don't necessarily express, you don't necessarily talk about, but like your actions your actions are different. That's all.
right, like let's say, for example, like basketball season, right? Like when you wake up and you go to work, like all you're thinking about at work is 7 o'clock for those games to come out.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all you're really thinking about, which is like not the way that you want to think about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
No, for a while. I mean, there was times where like I'd wake up, go to work in the morning, get to work. The first thing I do is there any day games on? Like any games start at 12, any game start at 11?
Yeah.
Like that's all you think about, and it was just the worst possible thing that you can think about.
So do you kind of like, for me, like a responsible like gambler would be like, okay, you just budget just that kind of leftover out of your paycheck that you can afford to lose, right?
bankroll, yeah. Like
Yeah.
you set an amount, let's say for the week,
Yeah.
that you're willing to lose.
right.
Like, okay, $100, no more than $20 per bet.
Yeah.
And you just, what really makes it bad is when you lose 10 in a row.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
then you're really
And then-
getting in your own head.
Right, and then
So
you
then-
think you're due. Then you think you're due.
Yeah,
you
so
think,
then you're like-
I'm bound to win the game,
Right.
and you just don't.
So so like, I kind of talked to you about like the stocks trading thing.
Right.
So like, how that works is like, in a day, like it's a quick trade. It's like 15 minutes. So if I'm like, oh fuck, I just lost fucking $50. Like I need to like hop in another trade like right now so I can get that money
Right.
back. So I feel like that can kind of translate. You know, you lose all that money, you're like,
Absolutely.
fuck, I mean, I don't really know what else to do besides put on another bet and see if I can win all that money
I've done
back, right?
Stocks too. I've traded options and it didn't
Yeah.
go well.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty similar. I just feel like in stocks there's a lot more ways to predict it. You know what I mean? Because in sports there's not really too many ways to actually predict it, right? I mean, you got like your good players and stuff like that, and your
Right.
stats and shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, all right, we got a few comments. Johnny Cashflow, Wild bro, switch up on Twitch real fast. Do you know who that is? Johnny Cashflow. All right, I don't think I do either. I might. How's the shoulder, Wedge?
The back is better. I took a big hit at the flag football game.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
But yeah, I'm feeling all right. I'm ready to go next week. We've been struggling, so I mean, we know we're good. We don't play like we're good, but we got second half of the season starts this week, so we're coming ready.
Cam was on
Cam's gonna work on his safety. His quarterback's fine. I trust that, but he's been getting beat deep. So
Okay. Do you follow a lot of hockey at all?
follow a little bit. Working at TNT helps. Joe, Brian, all that.
Yeah.
Merck.
All right,
they'll
we'll
talk
wait for
about
Cam to get back for that chat. Johnny Cashflow says Wedge knows me. He's going to my house this weekend.
Oh, it's Jose.
Okay.
Must be.
Yeah, but you guys were talking about him a little bit earlier, no?
Yes, he is my roommate at Plum.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to dial in the sound, so I couldn't listen too hard. But like, I heard you guys talking about it a little bit. Yeah. What else do we got? Yeah. Fucking Cam, taking a piss. I want to get into the flag football because I walked in and Cam had been on a phone call for 40 minutes with somebody else talking about football. I don't know who it was, but he'll tell us about it. But
Probably Elijah. I think.
yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think we're the second. I think we're the best team.
Yeah.
We beat the best team this year, so
Okay.
I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of putting the pieces together. We'll wait for Cam.
Yeah. What's he doing anyway? Fucking. Brian Perry says wedgie buckets.
That's me. But he's got his fucking Timbs on.
Yeah.
Cam, let's go!
What else you been up to lately? Just kind of chilling, working.
Yeah, I go to work. I try to been going to the gym. I've been slacking this past week.
Where do you go? Integrity.
Yeah.
Nice.
I usually go after work.
Nice.
So
You got pretty decent hours.
Yeah. Usually. So right now, since I got football, I
Yeah.
get Saturday, Sunday off, which is
Yep.
perfect. Which I would ideally have all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monday through Friday. So
What do you work like at 8 to 4 or something?
Right.
Nice.
Sorry, I just pieced out. I was just trying to get some input from somebody that's pretty good with the mics and stuff to find a way to make the 3 mics work.
I think I was listening to it. It sounded a little bit better, but
Yeah, the worst part is like we can't put this on the TV, so
Yeah.
I can't see the chat. and what people
Oh,
are
it's
saying
not
and
working?
everything, So no, it's saying that stupid error thing
Yeah.
again. So no, I just texted a guy that I know that's pretty good with this. So
Yeah.
I just asked him to.
we could use some help for sure.
Right, I just asked him to hop in and listen and see.
Yeah.
See
But
if we
I think
can
it's a little bit better now. It's just a little tiny bit echo, but. So I wanted to get into the flag football a little bit. I came here and you were on a pretty
Yeah, I
intense
know, it was
phone
a-
call.
Yeah, I mean CJ's on my team,
Yeah.
so our team captain. I was on the phone with him for like 45 minutes earlier when you walked in.
Yeah.
So we've been talking. He's usually our quarterback. I've been filling in for him for the past 2 weeks. I'm 0 for 2 at quarterback, so that's a great feeling.
quarterback's play has been fine. Though. Your safety play has been very
Low key
questionable.
bad. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You have
I made
trust
s-
issues.
Made some bad
I made a few too. But
bad decisions back there.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
There was one in particular this week. I look over, and Cam is up on the line, and this guy is 15 yards behind him. I'm like, I'm stunned.
Lost.
I'm like, dude, we
Lost.
just scored. This is the first play of the
Lost.
drive.
Yeah, lost. No,
Like,
it's
it's like,
yeah.
all right, I guess we got to score again.
I mean, our offense is there. We score But
think
yeah,
I did the math. I think our points per game is 40. We allow 38.
yeah. So yeah, defensively, like you said, I don't know. I haven't figured out that trust yet. So playing safety, like I like to read the field, and then all of a sudden, I think the quarterback's throwing it short, so I try to read it, and then I'm the guy that's
think-
deep, and
I think
I'm toasted.
I think them widening the field really is tough when we don't have too much speed.
Yeah, no, me and Elijah talked about it quite a bit. It sucks. I mean, we've only had the minimum amount of people that we can play for the past 2 weeks, so everybody's
That's why
tired.
I'm not concerned.
Right. Full team. I'm
We
not
don't
worried
have our
about it.
full team. We're playing 8 guys all game. And
Not even a full team. Not even a full team. Just 2 subs.
Yeah.
Because we have a deep team, but if you get us with 10 people, that's a tough team to beat. We play 8, so.
our playoffs last year, we had 7 people. We
Yeah.
played
Right.
The whole game.
That's
So
let's
how
see.
many
He just
teams you guys
answered me.
got in
So
that little league?
8.
8 teams.
8 teams.
So
We
it's not.
played-
Yeah,
not-
it's
I
deep.
say little
Actually-
league, but
No, that
that's a-
league's
that's a lot of
actually
teams.
really
8
really
teams, we
good.
played each team twice, so 14 game season and then playoffs.
That's like
Yeah,
that's
and
legit.
Yeah.
that league. I mean, I want to pull it up because they just posted how many people we had play halfway through the year.
130.
130. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I thought it was there. So there's 130 people in this football league. There's 8 different teams. There's 4 games every Sunday, and I mean, me and CJ we travel to Littleton every week. I missed the first 4 weeks, I think. 4 or 5 weeks, whatever it is.
Yeah, 4.
4, and
Well, we had
he's
7,
gone every.
You played 2, right?
Yeah. So yeah. So he's gone. No, played 3. Played quarterback twice. The first week I was there, I didn't play QB. So yeah. So missed the first 4 weeks, and then ever since we've been going. I've been going down there, but he's gone every time. So people travel. People from Colebrook. People
I was
from
gonna ask where
Berlin.
these people from.
I mean, Christ, we had some people from Manchester that were coming down to play.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
So this league's a pretty big league. It's a fun league. I know he probably won't watch this or anything, but like shout out to Andrew, dude.
Yeah.
Andrew Harper, he's the commissioner of that league. Incredible dude.
Nasty
Probably one of them.
football.
Yeah.
Really?
He's like I think he's like mid-30s, just
Yeah, I think he's
absolutely
34, 35.
absolutely freak athlete, just so good at football, but better person than he is at football, and he's a great football player.
Yeah.
And he runs that league better than I'm gonna go out there and say he runs that league better than any league I've been a part of. I've played in quite a few men's leagues. I still play in quite a few men's leagues, and he runs a good ship. So shout out to him. He does a really good job.
Yeah, I joined I played 2 full seasons. Well, this is my 2nd full season. The first season I joined was the end of a year. Like just from then to now, like even though it's only been 2 years realistically, like it's made a drastic change.
Yeah.
The referee has been taken very serious this
Seriously,
year,
yeah.
which is great.
Not only that, so this is my 3rd year in it, I think. The first year you joined, I was in it that year. We switched fields. We've done quite a bit. They do quite a bit in the community out there too.
Really?
That's pretty cool.
Like what kind of stuff?
I wish I lived closer because like I don't get to get involved as much. But like they wanted to start like a little kids flag football league. I know they've done some trainings with them. They just went to was it like a school thing or something? Like a few of the guys did like a dunk tank that were in there. We've donated quite a bit of money. They do an all-star game every year where they get donations from people and donate that to charity and
That's cool.
stuff like that.
I think we raised almost like $5,000.
Yeah, it's something crazy. I mean that league is
We had a crazy amount of touchdowns in All-Star game. We had like 14.
that league's incredible. Just so far advanced to every other like men's league kind of
Yeah.
thing I've been in.
Yeah.
Fun to be a part of too. Like all the people there are just different. I mean, when you compete, you get into little arguments here and there and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But like
But that's just how
the
it goes.
the
right?
community after the game, like they have their own like football page. Yeah,
Shack's good.
yeah, seriously though, they got a snack. Past 3 weeks, my go-to has been playing the game at 8:00 in the morning and getting a hamburger after, you know.
Yeah.
So and like when I showed up last week, like it just goes to show like the snack shack. I show up last week and I show up, get my Gatorade before the game, and they're like, oh, we haven't started the grill yet. They know I get a burger. I'm like, whatever. Just after my game, just know I'm coming to get one. So after the game, I go there and like it's already on the grill cooking. And,
Yeah.
Like it's just one of those things. It's so tight knit community that it's a fun thing to be a part of. So
Johnny Cashflow says, "Need me back there. Losing the scared hit list is wild."
They
Who's
are
that?
way better.
Jose.
Jose.
Jose's a bum.
They are not the scared hit list that you know. They got a real quarterback. They had a guy from Endicott College. I don't know if that's D2 or.
Yeah, I think it is D2.
But he-
No, they were pretty legit. On the phone with Elijah, the thing we were talking about is, I mean, first half we dominated them, just completely. I mean, we were averaging like 3 plays, I think, on like 6 drives. I think it was like 3 plays. I think we were averaging 3 plays on 6 drives in the first half to score.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't even, dude.
it was incredible. And I'm thinking back into this game, we had, like I said, it's our defense, and part of that was me. I fell apart a little bit. But we had no turnovers on offense.
I mean, we
Our
scored
offense is
43. I mean, if we score 43 at
Right,
the end
but-
of the game, we win.
But what's crazy is we had no turnovers on offense, I don't believe. I don't think I threw a pick, and I know we didn't fumble. We had 2 picks. They were extra points, but still, they were going for 2 every time. So that's 4 points taken off the board. Like, I mean, obviously it's our defense, just not owning up to not letting them in the end zone. But if Jose would actually show up, it might help us out a little bit.
I'm going to bring him up this week, so he'll be here ready to
You
go.
better be there, because
I'll bring him up. It helps that we're at 11:45, so
right, definitely,
stay
yeah.
down there and drive up in the morning.
I could use a little slot guy over the middle. I could use Jose on defense.
Yeah, especially on defense. We
It's a
need-
huge thing, or just a sub. Just having a sub is a huge thing. So
But I will say this, Jose, you got to play better than what you played last time. You showed up one game this year. We did win. It was kind of easy. I'm not gonna lie, but you didn't give all the effort that I wanted.
I mean, last game I remember playing with Jose. I just remember giving him shit because guy shows up in fucking sneakers, no cleats, no nothing. Gets completely toasted. I mean, you got absolutely burned, and you want to blame it on your shoes. That's your own fault. You should have brought cleats. And I can't read what he's saying because I'm way too far away, but
Yeah, my essence.
he said something. So, what was the score?
43 to 49.
No, we only lost by 3.
That was 43 to 49.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did get the 3-point conversion. So, yeah, we lost by 6. So, 49-43. Yeah, our defense was definitely lacking.
Yeah, I mean, there was at least 2 or 3 like
And-
wide open full field touchdowns from them.
Oh,
which,
I think they went like 1 play 3 times. That sucked. There was 1 play. I mean, watching it over again on that toe drag that kid had, that was pretty nasty. I still should have had that.
when I got
Kick
hurt,
myself in the ass for
I
it.
was
but-
out of it for the rest of the game.
So this
Yeah.
all this is filmed. Like, is it live or can you just watch it back after?
It's not all live, but they do highlights. They do clips every week. So if you go on like the LFFL football league on Facebook, they do highlights every week. They do clips. There's a lot of things they do on there. Like I said, I mean, this league's run better than any league I've ever been a part of. Shout out to Andrew for that because it's incredible. So, if you ever wanted to know what the league's about or whatever, go on Facebook and look through that page.
It's got like a little over 700 members.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah,
So,
it's
Missed
crazy.
I Moss, though. I mossed that D2 kid.
You did, yeah.
So they got people like a couple people on the sidelines with like cameras and stuff, just kind of looking for good clips.
Can you turn this mic volume down a little bit? That's what he said.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Sure can.
Yeah, there's usually at least a few people filming clips. They'll like either stand behind the play or they'll stand on the sideline.
Nice.
Andrew's pretty cool too. He
Yeah,
when he's on the sideline, he'll kind of try to set it up where he's standing where the play's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So he's pretty good at that. It's happened. It played out like that a few times.
Nice. So like I've never really played flag football. So like, what's kind of like, how does it differ from like regular football? Obviously, there's not as much hitting, right? There's still
Really?
contact.
I would say the only difference is instead of tackling, you just pull the flag.
Right.
Yeah,
And you have
oh,
like
the rest of it's
so
pretty much the same.
Yeah, and the rules are like you have your flags have to be in the right spot. So you have 3 flags. You have one on each side, and then one in the back. And
Yeah, if
I will say flag pulling is an art.
I was gonna say, I was just gonna ask, like, is
It's
it kind?
tough.
Would you say it's like
I-
kind of difficult compared to tackling someone?
it is, yeah.
And
I
like
think I'm not very good at it.
I'm not either.
I'm not good at flag
Not good
pulling
at
at
it.
all.
That's why we play safety.
There's
Because we
been-
can track a ball, but we can't
Luckily,
pull a flag.
I don't know if there's only one clip. There's twice or 3 times this year. Like, I want to say, like I sit there and be like, well, they should have pulled his flag. My team should have already pulled his flag. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
But realistically, I was down to the last guy, and I got stiff armed in the chest, and they scored.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right. I mean, yeah. Andrew's Facebook photo is him stiff arming me, which is
right, I think he.
rough.
I think he got the pull though.
no. He scored his touchdown, but he doesn't need to know that. So,
So
In
like,
the photo
keep-
though, it
it looks like I'm
right.
pulling-
Like
yeah, it
his,
looks like I'm
his
pulling it,
hand,
but-
like his hand is like
And I-
far away, and you're
Yeah.
right there.
and I keep telling him that I pulled it, but I know deep down I didn't. So like, I mean, I'm just gonna show this from last year because this is like a photo of all the teams in the league, which is just cool. There's 722 members of the league, but I'm just gonna show.
yeah. So like,
We gotta wait.
hold it right there for a sec. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You're good. So like, can you?
So that's just all. That's like all the teams and stuff like that. I will say that, like I said, this league is run better than any other league I've been a part of. There's more fans that go to this league and watch that have no part of this game
Yeah.
than anything I've ever been a part of. Like, you almost feel like you're at a high school game. Like, I
Really?
mean, there's not that many fans,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like it's pretty legit. Like, there's people cheering. There's like it's legit.
Like at a 10, like the beginning of the 10:30 game, which is the 3rd game of the day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people still from those first 2 games. There's a lot of people there ready for the last game.
Yeah.
And that's when I would say 10:30 is that prime
Right.
time spot.
Yeah, yeah.
to
8
play.
o'clock in the morning's kind of tough.
Early,
and then-
a lot of people are still
Right.
sleeping, right?
8 o'clock's tough, and then like the last game's tough because everyone's ready to go home, especially if it's hot as hell or it's raining. Like everyone's just ready to go. But yeah, definitely 3rd game of the day, primetime game. We have the late game next week. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, I don't love the 11:45.
Johnny Cashflow says who we play this week.
We play Misfits. We play
The
Mike
Misfits.
Sully. He bet me money. There you go, more gambling. But at least I can control this.
Yeah.
And I think we'll beat him.
Yeah.
I know
Shout out to Brody Gagnon and Ant Poirier. We're coming for you.
Yeah, we're
Just so you
locking
know,
that down
we're
next
coming for
week
you.
Because it's about time. Like it's like, all right, we beat the number 1 team,
Yeah.
right? And since then, I mean, we've got wins. We've got, I mean, what, 5 of our 7, or damn near all of our games have been 1-possession games. Like you said, our point differential is 13 over 7 games. Like
Right.
we either barely
And we're
win or
4 and
barely
3.
lose.
Right. So I mean, if you average that out, the one win we had would be by 13 points, but that's not how it works. So, I definitely think this week. I mean, I'm not gonna sleep on them as much as I say we're coming for them. You know, they got an athletic team and everything like that. But
I think when we
But we're gonna show
play
out.
our best, we are the best. But
Jose
we never
shows up.
really played our
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
if
It's
if
only
Jose
happened
can show
once.
up, I think Shaman is gonna show up too.
Yeah, if our full squad shows up and we play like we can, we will.
Yeah, we got a good team and we got a lot of athletes. We just all have to show up.
So like, when you guys line up, like, can you block?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so you got like your line usually 3-4 people on the line, and then it's 8 on 8. So it's a full 100-yard field, or is it 80? 80.
So-
So it's 80 by like 40, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's like 80 by like 40, and then like the end zones
It's
make
wide.
it 100. So
Like
that-
this year, they extended it by 10 yards, I think, or something this way.
right.
So, dude, on those kick returns, man, if you're not holding that edge and and he gets around,
It's crazy.
I know
Like
you got mad at me last game because Wedge keep running. I like it when when that happened. they were really coming slow. They didn't like, because I burned them. I like when they run at me. Like if they kick it to the 10-yard line and I see people sprinting at me,
Right,
I
because
wait.
once you beat them,
I wait, and then right when they think they're about to get me, I pick up the ball, and I'm gone.
Yeah.
So I say, please come at me fast. I'm just gonna sidestep you and go down the side.
right?
But yeah, the sidelines are wider this year.
Yeah,
Where do
the,
you-
field, the
I think
field's
that's
huge.
hurting us too. Our run defense is horrendous.
Awful, god awful.
I think our defense in general is bad.
It's terrible.
What I want to do this week, I kind of want to do like a man matchup zone-ish kind of thing.
All right, that's exactly what I talked about on the phone earlier. I said our cornerback should man up and then leave me and you the ability to roam in the back.
Dude, if we're
And we don't have to rush 3 people like we've been rushing. I said we can rush 2 or 1, and everybody else should man up, and then we can read the quarterback. And then that allows us, where if I do bite on something, the cornerback's not thinking that I'm behind him. So if I bite, I shouldn't, realistically, unless the guy gets burnt, he shouldn't be wide open. Because where it has been, the cornerback's been staying up. I bite on a fake or something, and then somebody deep is wide open. I said the same thing. I said we should let our cornerbacks man up. That gives me and you the ability out back to roam, and I think if you give us the ability to roam, I don't see somebody throwing the ball within 10 yards of us. I don't see it.
Yeah, I think as long as we have good matchups, I think our corners need to press more.
Definitely. We're way too far
Like,
back.
Give our linemen time to get to the quarterback.
Right.
I think we need to send some blitzes from the corners, maybe. I don't know. We need to switch it up.
Yeah, I agree. Not going to give away our game plan because who knows if Sully ever listens into this. That guy's a wild card.
I mean,
But-
yeah.
We're coming for you,
I'm
too.
not worried about
Where do you guys
Coming
play
for you.
in Littleton?
Oh, I think it's called, is it Anthrop or was that the old field?
No, that's the one we're at now.
Anthrop. It's,
I like the other field.
It's a
just 'cause
baseball
there's
soccer
no
field.
dirt.
Is
Yeah.
it Remick?
no,
It's not Remick?
no.
Because
Remic's
I know they have baseball and soccer
Yeah.
there too.
yeah, not
I think we
Remick.
can first get into Littleton.
So, yeah, it's before, like, when
Oh
you get
yeah,
into,
no,
when
I
you
know
get-
where that is.
When you get into Littleton and, like, you go further down and you get, what's that ski shop?
Lahoots.
Lahoots. So when you get
Yeah.
there and you take a right to go to Remick, it's like way before you even get there. So like when you
Yeah.
first get into Littleton coming down the hill, it's
Yeah,
you
I
get
know where
past
that
that
is.
industrial thing on the left and you take a left.
Yeah, it's yeah,
It's like right over there.
yeah. That's where girls soccer plays.
Yes.
Yeah.
And field hockey.
Okay, yeah, I know where that is.
Yep. So that's where they do the field hockey tournament every year. And the worst part about it is, like you said, like having the dirt field there.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a pitching mound there until I tripped over it like 2 weeks ago. That was cool.
Yeah, I
Right in the
hate
middle of it.
dirt.
But no, it's so cool. You know, if anybody out there is interested or likes playing it, just kind of take a peek on Facebook and see what
Yeah,
it's
I
all
think
about.
the team that just beat us, they've come a long way. Last year, they lost every game by 40 points. This beginning of this year, same thing, right? But the last 2 weeks before they played us,
They were in
they
a
win
hot
by
streak, yeah.
they win by like 20, and then they won by like 40, and then they came up against us and they beat us.
I mean, they beat us, and they just lost one of their better players too. You know, I mean, Matt's pretty good. Matt's
Yeah.
a dirt dog. Like
Yeah, he nailed me.
he's pretty good. So
I didn't really know how bad he was hurt. I didn't really get to see him like when it first happened because I was
Right.
on the ground.
I guess he
heard him. He was
yeah. I guess he had like a stage 3 AC tear, or something like that.
dude. His bone
His
was
shoulder
up,
was
and
gross,
then his
yeah.
shoulder was down,
It was gross.
right into
But,
my back.
Yeah. No, they got a solid team. I think the teams in the league are better than their records show, because I think there's a few teams that like are powerhouses, but all it takes is a few good plays, and all it takes is a different mindset. You know, sometimes, like I said, having those right people show up, like the last 2 weeks for us, only having 8 people has kind of sucked. You have a few different people show up, it's a whole different story. Same with other teams.
Well, dude, like-
Everyone has a life to live too, so you can't always commit
Yeah.
every weekend. But
So
The number one team this year, we're the only ones to beat them,
right,
and no one's come close to beating them since. So it's like we know. I think that kind of hurt us in these past few weeks.
right,
We kind of got our. Like,
Oh,
we're
and
like,
then-
we're number one. We don't have to play our best.
right.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, if you go back not last year because I wasn't there. I should have been there. Wish I was there, but I had my sister's wedding the night before, and then we all went out to eat after.
Oh, that night.
So the next day, I missed that game. We ended up losing in playoffs last year. I should have been there, but like I said, I kind of had family commitments and stuff. But I can't give you too much shit because, like I just said, I missed last year. But the year before, CJ and Jose decided to bail on us.
Yeah, they didn't show up. I do feel bad about that.
They were supposed to be there. Went out to a party. Didn't show up last minute. We took the team that has won it the past 2 years into overtime in the absolute downpouring rain. Brought it
if I was there.
Brought it all the way down the field, dropped the game-winning point in the end zone, and then they ended up going down in overtime and beating us.
Wow.
So we've been there for the past 2 years. We just have a commitment issue with people showing up. That's the hard part.
Last year, the night before the playoff game, okay, I'm supposed to go. My mission is to go down to get Jose. He's in Dover. That's where Moses was living. My mission is go down there, stay the night, bring him up for the game. I go down there. It's like 9 o'clock. He's like, all right, we're going to UNH. I said, all right. We go out. Okay,
Nothing good happens at UNH.
Nothing.
Been there, done that.
Right.
Been there, done
Jose,
that.
we
Nothing
got
good
a
happens
game
at
tomorrow
UNH.
morning, remember? He's like, yeah, I remember. Okay. We're at the fucking bar.
Yeah.
We're probably out till 1, and we're feeling pretty good by now, right? 1 o'clock, we're feeling good.
Oh yeah.
We're lost, basically. We're just walking on campus.
Yeah.
We walked 5 miles from like 2 to 4 a.m. We walked like 5 miles. We were fucked up. We didn't know where we were going.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we find my car. It's 4 in the morning. We sleep in the car for about 2.5 hours. We wake up. I'm like, all right, we're going, Jose. You ready? Jose's like, no, I'm not going. I'm going to bed. I'm like, okay, great. So I drive up from UNH in the morning, off 3 hours of sleep, still hungover. Play the whole game because, once again, we have a commitment issue. We have no subs.
Right.
So I played the whole game, and, we lost. We almost won. That's just how it is with our team. It's like,
Yeah.
I know. Brutal.
we just
Brutal.
we don't show up, I guess. It's
So-
like,
I'm gonna switch it up. What's like? Can you give me like a crazy like party story? Like your best one. You don't have to go into extreme details about anything, but just like you know what I mean.
I'm trying to think. I
Or like some crazy shit that you've seen.
crazy shit that I've seen.
Bro, pirate party.
Yeah, that shit is
Plymouth
crazy.
is fucking wild. This year was
I did not
absolutely insane.
I saw videos. I did not attend. It looked insane.
Dude.
Private party is always insane.
Nuts. I mean, I went and saw Seth, and I got dropped off after a bender, like an absolute bender. We go to the grass drags every year, which is like snowmobiles racing on water,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like, obviously, they're racing on grass and stuff, and we go there with family and stuff. And on the way home, I got dropped off in Plymouth, and I stayed with Seth, and Nas came down and met us there. Bro, I think I saw somebody die. I don't even know if he's still alive. I really don't.
What happened there?
Couldn't tell you. We were walking back to Seth's apartment, and like all we had to do was piss. Like this was probably at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
No, later on, like this party starts at what? 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11. Like it's a darty. It's a day party.
Okay.
Like and everybody dresses as pirates.
Yeah.
And it is all over the street. Like
Yeah.
the streets are blocked off. I mean, there's cops everywhere, but they don't really do anything unless something happens. Like they like it's an all out
Thousands of people are in
fucking party.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm not even kidding when I say like if a cop wanted to drive down the street, they ain't getting through.
Think of a
So-
parade down Berlin.
Right. So you
Yeah.
you had like these DJs and these people in their own little corner, protected by cops, playing music on the street, and everybody's just going wild. And we were walking back to his apartment to go to the bathroom. And
Was he close?
yeah,
Okay.
pretty close. Like his apartment was probably like a block behind where it was.
Okay.
But like some people probably walk far.
Yeah,
Because I mean, if you're in what, like Langdon, all the way on the other side, that's
Yeah,
deep. That's deep. But
Wintertime is
it's crazy how much I know Plymouth because I go there and party all the time. Never went to Plymouth. Just went to party
that's
all
how
the time.
it is there.
But like Plymouth is, like I said, UNH is a huge party school and it's big. But like Plymouth is dogs. Like they can party. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
shit's wild.
Like I don't know how much smaller they are, like numbers wise, but
Probably a lot. I bet you Plymouth probably has like 30,000 people, where UNH probably has like 70. No?
Plymouth has nowhere near 30. Nowhere near. Probably
No?
5K.
No way.
I don't know if you can look at that.
No way.
I could look it up.
Bro, if they party that hard,
I bet you
that many
though.
people,
Are you
I
gonna
bet
look it
you
up?
it's fucking wild.
I bet you it might be less than 5,000 people.
No
in
way.
Plymouth. And there's like probably what 30, 40 that go to UNH,
Yeah.
which is fucking crazy. 30, 40K.
What would I even type in? Like capacity?
Yeah, Plymouth. I don't know.
Yeah, Plymouth.
Bro, only 3,500 people in the fall of 21.
How many people at UNH?
That's absolutely insane.
How many
When you
people
think
at
of the
UNH?
parties that happen at Plymouth, that's wild because that pirate party probably has
The
about
whole-
30.
Yeah, everyone's there. Yeah,
The
everyone's
whole
there.
school and more is there.
Yeah, Drew and more. Yeah,
And more. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I never went there.
yeah, Cam was there.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
No, it's-
absolutely insane.
yeah. UNH,
Okay,
what,
you
probably
see, I was
25, 30?
way off, but like an undergraduate enrollment of 11,500 in 21. So that's 8,000 more people UNH has than Plymouth.
Oh, yeah, 11. Yeah.
Well,
That's graduating though, right?
it says it has a total undergraduate enrollment
Oh,
of 11,500 in the fall of 21.
yeah.
I don't know how many.
Yeah.
4 times, 5 times more.
Like-
which is a lot.
That's absolutely insane because, like I said, if you go party at Plymouth, Plymouth is wild. So pirate party, you probably have the whole school and more partying. And like I said, when we were walking back to his apartment, there was, I couldn't even tell you what's happening. This kid just tweaking on the ground. Like when I say like it looked like SWAT team was running in, dude, like grabbing this kid off the ground, throwing him in an ambulance, like it was wild.
What?
Like, I don't know if this kid survived. I could not tell you because we just kept walking. Like you just
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And it was like 3:00 in the afternoon.
That's crazy.
Winter sucks at school.
Winter?
Yeah. It's like,
Not a lot going on.
it's just, walking to class in winter
Yeah.
sucks. Plymouth,
I don't even-
Plymouth is long, right? So if you're on one side of the campus
Okay.
and you have a class on the other side of campus, you're walking. Like there's a class I had, financial accounting. Don't know how I passed the class. Went there.
Yeah.
Half the class is 8 a.m. Middle of winter. I ain't going there.
It's a new
I got a
building
D
they made.
minus.
Is Langdon the new building they made? Way like
Yeah.
when you hit the roundabout, go to the right.
Yeah.
That okay. So, I mean, how far is that from the library? Because the library's on the other side of campus.
Yeah. It's
Like that's probably a mile and a half.
yeah.
At least a mile. At
At
least.
least a mile. Yeah.
It's deep.
Yeah.
So if you're walking there, that's like, I remember going to UNH and not UNH, Plymouth, and being on crutches, just hanging out at the party with people, and I crutched all the way across that campus. That was rough.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
rough.
Jose and Moses were lucky. They were in Marion Lion, which is right in the middle. So I was always there,
Yeah.
which is perfect.
What one's the dump, Pemmy?
Pemmy's the dump. That's where I was with
That was,
Moses.
I was gonna say that's where you were
We
your
had
first
3
year, right?
people in a double, and it was a fucking mess. Jose, I mean, he was not even there half the time. But it was good. Yeah, but Pemmy's the trap of the Plym dorms.
So you'd say private parties like some of the craziest shit you've seen, especially at college.
So
Yeah, I think I see, like pirate party's huge at Plym.
Yeah.
I think in the parties I've gone to, I haven't gone to many, but I think I saw more crazy shit in UNH.
Yeah.
But like Plymouth was like just different.
yeah.
It's like UNH is like you feel like every like D1 campus like
Yeah.
feel to it, but Plym is just like a I don't know.
Dirt dog
It's like
school,
if Berlin
yeah.
was like a big college.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Halloween, insane.
Yeah. Well, Halloween anywhere.
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah,
So when usually is the pirate party?
In the spring. No, in the fall.
Fall.
October.
Yeah, I think
October.
I think fall sounds
October.
Yeah.
accurate.
October. It's what, second weekend of October?
It sounds right. I can remember the leaves on the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like the second, because we go to the grass drags. It's always like the second weekend of October. So.
Yeah, pirate parties
Just
are
wild.
So like you say you see more crazy shit at UNH, like what?
just
People doing dumb
drugs,
shit.
just
Yeah.
all kind like it's just I don't know like that. I guess like I said like that. I don't know.
Just
more of
like-
like a fraternity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
you-
different
so,
feel. You know?
Like
I mean,
like almost
Plymouth-
like the stereotypical college
So when
shit.
you think
I mean,
of college, you
Yeah.
think,
Right.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like Plymouth, it was not always the easiest to get into parties. I feel like being an outsider, but like you could find a way to get in if you knew the right person. UNH, dude, good luck.
That's
Like
why-
you better have like
Yeah, you
like a
need-
5 to 1
hard.
girl ratio. Like you gotta have the bitches
get
with
the-
you.
yeah.
If you don't have the bitches with you, like you're fucked.
That's why I didn't go to many parties. I
Yeah.
guess.
'cause the good part about UNH when I go hang out with my friends is like they had their own apartment. The parties were there, so I
Yeah.
just stay there with them.
Yeah.
So it was like an automatic, like you're good. But like if you go to UNH and you do not have a good girl to boy ratio, good luck.
So if you pull up with like 3 or 4 girls and it's just you, then like you're gonna get in.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you should be good.
But like, there's no way if you go to UNH and you want to chill with the boys and you're just walking around trying to find a party, you ain't getting in. No.
I mean, I never
Yeah.
pulled up with 3-4 bitches by myself.
But like, still, you're just
Ideally, that would happen.
you're not getting in anywhere. Like you need the women to get in anywhere. It's insane. Like I said,
And-
if you don't know anybody, you need the girls.
But Plymouth's a little bit more lenient. Everyone just kind of like wants to fucking go ham or what?
depends where you go.
Yeah.
Depends.
Depends if you go to like
You
a
kind of gotta know people in Plim, but it's kind of more chill, I guess.
right, and it depends if you're going to a
But of course, a smaller school, more people know more people, right?
right.
Is that-
But it depends if you're going to like a baseball house or if you're going to
Okay.
like a cottage. Like it depends where you're going.
Yeah.
And I think that's every college. Like I said, I didn't go to school,
Like, dude, if I
but
didn't,
I had enough friends that went there.
if I didn't meet Jose, I probably would have went to 0 parties.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Jose
Knew
just,
everybody.
Like like he's like really outgoing. Like
Yeah.
talks to everybody, so it's like you always knew like he was doing something. So
Yeah.
I was always in.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So I don't know if he's still in here, but just reading the chat. I know Josiah wanted us to talk a little more about football.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to him too. He's like Andrew's kind of right hand man. Shout out to him and Andrew. He does all of our graphics, stats.
Yeah, he logs all the stats. Into
Right.
his
So if you go on
spreadsheet.
like our Facebook page, shout out to Josiah for doing that. His brother's actually the one I reached out to about the mic thing. Dom. He was the one that was talking about the guitars and stuff in like the first episode and everything. So
Dom, shout out Dom.
yeah, I like Dom. Dom's a good dude. Dom's a wicked good dude. Josiah is too. I've known Josiah actually longer than I've known Dom, because of Rolf. So
So Josiah was Jose's roommate at Point.
Oh, really? Actually, Josiah, I don't know if you're still in here or not. Like, I know you're at Maidstone for the summer, but, like, do you still live in Plym? Because I know he's been living there for a while. I don't know if he stays there or what, but, like, he's been staying there for a while. I don't know if he graduated there or what, but, yeah, that's, he's just a good dude to know.
That's a team I don't want to play either.
The Voyagers?
Yeah. I don't want to. Dude, that's the thing about our league, man.
I know.
It's
Like,
now-
dude, they're
like-
athletic as
Like
hell.
last year, like there was like the bottom of the barrel teams.
Right.
You show
There
up,
was teams that were
you
bad.
play all right, you're gonna win. Now, like you got to show up every week.
Yep.
Like
So like, how do these teams come to be? Is there like a draft, or do you guys just kind of like
No,
you
you
just
just-
ask people like, yo,
you
you want to
ask-
come play with our team? Or-
Yeah, you just ask people.
Okay.
You ask people, you find them, you get
yeah,
them
that's
to
why
play.
Scared Hitless. I mean, it's all about recruiting when it comes
Yeah.
to your team because, like Scared Hitless. I mean, they just didn't really have the recruiting. They weren't finding the right guys.
I'm gonna take this one.
They get a couple of
Yeah.
guys, and now they're ready to ball. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Which a lot of people said like there should be a draft because like it's
Yeah.
stacked teams.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not
yeah.
wrong, but I mean it's just kind of when I joined, they asked me to be on the team. I said yeah, I'll do it. And since I've been on it, I've been really happy that I've been playing with them guys.
Yeah.
Helped that Cam's on the team.
Yeah.
Um,
Is there a lot of people from Berlin that go up there?
there's a good amount.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
You said Ann. Me and Ann are homies because obviously we're close in age, but we played ball and shit. So
yeah. He's bounced around a few teams. When he first started playing, he played for our team a
Okay.
few games. And then he started the year with Scared Hitless, and then I think Brody
Yep.
finally recruited him to Misfits.
Okay.
He's there now, which is a good fit for him. They could use him. They have a lot of linemen on that team. They need somebody that quick. You know?
Yeah, and it's an athlete,
Right.
like just raw athlete. It's
he's
crazy.
Pretty good at ball. You know, he's quick. He's got
Yeah.
he's good. He's got good footwork.
Yeah, for sure.
So he should be good at football. You know?
Yeah.
Good slot guy.
Yeah. So did you hoop in high school?
I hooped, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So freshman and sophomore year, I was about 5'3".
Really?
4, yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally, like the end of sophomore year, I finally started.
Yeah.
Junior year, I was all right. I was getting used to my body.
Body, yeah,
Senior
yeah.
year was a good year. I got hurt, so I missed half the year.
Really?
6 a.m. practice. Evan Arsenal reaching in for the steal.
Yeah.
Step on his foot, roll the ankle.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Fuck.
Shout out Evan for having me miss half the year. But no,
Yeah.
it's
So what year did you graduate?
2017. So
17.
it was Evan's junior year.
Oh, so you're ahead of him.
Yes.
Okay.
We were good, man.
I was gonna say you guys must have been pretty solid.
We were good. We lost to the 2 seed Hopkinton. We lost by 4 points in the quarterfinals.
Wow.
It was a really shitty game. 35-31. Ball was not going in the basket.
Yeah. So you guys were what?
The 7 seed.
7. Okay.
I don't know how many. I think we only won one playoff game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's 16 teams.
Yeah.
We beat Guilford in the first round.
So who's the studs that year?
The starting lineup was Evan, me, Seth.
So you're starting.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I was captain.
Really?
senior year, yep.
Okay.
So it was Evan, me, Seth, Joe.
Yeah.
And who the hell was the 5th guy? Sincere?
So did you play were you like a 3 or 4 kind of thing?
Yeah, I was like a 2 or a 3.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
ran the
Because
point.
so obviously Joey's probably the 5, right?
Right.
And then
Seth the 4.
okay.
And then
Sincere's probably a 3 if you're up there at the same time, right?
right, yeah, we're like a 2-3. He's Sincere's like a guard. He's big.
Yeah.
Guard.
Yeah.
Lengthy
Yeah.
as hell. I mean, you're lengthy now too, but
Yeah.
Me and him at the top of the zone defense was pretty solid.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
Josh.
Now, was that
big
the year-
guy, He was
Yeah.
good. He played.
was that the year you guys went to play Summersworth in the semis, or was that my senior
No,
year?
that was your senior year. Evan had mono.
So
Yeah,
you graduated a year before him?
a year after.
Year after. Oh, okay.
How far did you guys make it your senior year?
We were just talking about that. We lost to Hopkinton in the quarterfinals by 4. They were the 2 seed. They were good. If we played them again, I think we would have won.
Yeah.
It was weird. They
You know-
switched gyms. We played at like the NHTI gym.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Dark brown. Ball
Yeah.
wasn't going in.
You know what always sucks too. What the worst part I think about I don't know if it's so much. I don't know how to word this with it sounding good. We would always play good teams, good competition, good teams. Like you guys played the best of the best. Like during the regular season, you probably played the top 5 teams how many times?
Who was like the team? Who was like the powerhouse team of your time?
Conant?
Conant was always good. Hopkinton, they were 2nd seed my senior year.
Campbell, maybe?
I know Pelham was pretty good.
Yeah,
See, we don't play any of
all
those
those
teams.
downsell teams. But like,
Dude, there's like what
So-
30 teams for basketball
Right.
in D3.
so like, I guess that's like like our athletic director always like challenged us and put us against better teams, but like you said, Hopkinton being like a 2 seed and you having to play them in the first second round, whatever. But like it's one of those things where I don't think they're a true 2 seed if they play the teams that you play. I don't think they are. You know what I mean? Like
Right. We played.
they play some of the bottom barrel teams because being down south, it's so much easier to play teams that are close to you. Where we have to travel for so many teams. So if we're gonna travel, we want to make it worth it to play a good team. So I think
Kennett, they were D2.
right. So I think there's a lot of times where when it gets to playoffs that and you don't end up being true to your seating and stuff. You see it a lot more, I guess, when you guys do compete against a team like that. Like, what seed were you when you played a 2 seed?
7.
I guess that's not too bad,
So
but
I think first round we must have played played Guilford. They must have been like a 10 seed. Right?
See, now Guilford's won the past 4 years for us. Like Guilford, nobody's for basketball.
Oh, basketball.
Nobody's
Yeah,
nobody beats Guilford
They
nowadays.
were on the come
Right.
up when like my freshman year they weren't that great.
Yeah.
But by my senior year they were coming up. And
Yeah.
Now they're except they won
Yeah,
4 years in a row.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
ridiculous. Like nobody touches
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, they were good. We beat them in our first round. So
Yeah.
that was a big win. I had my career high 8 points. Not a lot. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, but I feel like you were kind of like a role player. Like you were talking about defense. Like I love like a good defender because it's so difficult and everyone looks over it. Like nobody, like all these fans don't realize what like a good defender is doing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You know
Which I respect.
the worst thing I always think about growing up is like, I guess you see these guys like, obviously I wasn't alive to see like Bo Jackson play, but then you see like a Tom Brady, a Pat Mahomes, all these guys that get drafted in 2 different sports. I know they aren't in the same season. Football and baseball, obviously 2 completely different seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, CJ can maybe attest to this a little more than me, so it doesn't sound like I'm a little biased, but I feel personally that if I would have been able to continue playing basketball and hockey, obviously there was conflict. Obviously they happened at the same time. I feel like I could have been an asset to help you guys in basketball.
Yeah. You've always been a solid ball player, even though you didn't play.
The hardest thing for me to swallow sometimes was sitting on the sidelines. I mean, I played basketball till 8th grade when I could play basketball and hockey. So growing up and playing with those guys and then sitting on the sidelines in high school and watching them play and not being able to like actually be there with them and be their teammates was
And they were
kind of a
and they were
hard pill
good
to
too. You
swallow.
know what I mean?
Good, yeah, really good. I mean, it was so hard to swallow, and like you said, I would have never been a stellar player. I would have accepted my role whether it was, 1 minute a game or 10 minutes a game. Like I would have been that guy to give somebody a break. I would have been that guy to play defense and be there for people that needed it. And not only that, just like a motivator, kind of like. I was always like the biggest fan of our basketball team. I'll
Yeah.
never forget your senior year, senior game, playing Winnisquam when like you guys should have pounded Winnisquam, and then all of a sudden they came up and they made it a game, and it was a tight game, and I don't even remember how many seconds left, but like it was an inbound play. I think maybe like 8 seconds left.
You want me to explain the senior game?
Yeah,
Okay, so
and then I'll get into like
Okay, yes, we're playing Winnisquam. We're at home, senior night. We had a debate because it was I think it was a big game for seeding. So we had a debate. Do we have the senior start or do we have a regular lineup start? We end up starting the seniors. Not a great start to the game. Beginning of the fourth quarter, we're down 25
Holy.
points. I'm sitting my ass on the bench. Next thing you know, Sincere, Evan, Sam Essig, the guards started going crazy, steals left and right. Bro, we come back, right? Cam was saying there's 8 seconds. I think there was a little more.
Might have been. I don't really remember how much.
I'm sitting on the bench the whole fourth quarter, right?
Yeah.
20 seconds left. Coach, hey, go in. You're passing the ball in. I said, all right. So they drop the play. I try to pass into Seth. Guy was kind of right on him. So Seth like tips it out. I step in, bounce, grab it, pass to Isaac. Opposite side of the court, Joe is setting a screen for Evan. Evan's coming off the screen. Ready? This is our play. It's setting up good. I pass it to Isaac. I'm like, all right, here we go. Going to Evan.
And
Isaac.
this is wild because like Isaac's their 5.
Isaac's our
I mean,
5.
maybe 4 with Joey out there, but like Isaac's your 5.
Yeah.
He's a bigger man. Joey can shoot,
He's
so
out
Joey's
there.
probably
He's
your
a
4. Like,
senior. He's trustworthy.
yeah, Isaac's your 5, and he's up there to body people down low and get the rebound.
Isaac gets the ball. No hesitation. Looks at the hoop, jacks it up, banks it in.
Like to imitate his shot, I don't even know how you can do it, but it's like over. It's like a Dirk Nowitzki.
Like a Larry Bird
Like
type.
No, it's like a Dirk
in
Nowitzki.
Yeah,
practice, I would let him go by me because I knew when he shot, I just go up behind him and go like that.
Right. Like
Like he was like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dead serious when I say like Dirk Nowitzki behind.
Or like
the head, right?
Jokic does that same shit where it's just like this
Right,
too,
just
right? You know what I
awkward,
mean? Yeah.
awkward.
No
Right.
hesitation.
Yeah.
So like I want to say when he hit that though, when you inbounded it, there might have been more than 8 seconds, but like when he hit it, time was running down. And
they
then
had time. They
did have time because they inbounded it and they got down and made it.
That
They
guy
took a
stepped
shot.
inbounds when he. If you run back to tape, I'm like at the free throw line where we just scored, right? And,
Yeah.
And I'm like defending the inbounder. I was defending him good, so I thought the guy stepped in right before he passed it in. So I'm like looking at the ref, and he don't look. He look at me. He don't blow the whistle. So this guy's going down the court.
Yeah.
He jacks one up. It's like an air ball, and then.
And like
everybody goes
they
crazy.
had enough time to like, run it down. And so
Yeah.
this is where like I love being a fan sometimes, but at the same time, like if I was on the bench, it still would have been the same situation for me if I was on the bench compared to being a fan. But like
Yeah.
everyone kind of like he hit this big shot, they inbounded it, and like time's still ticking. Like it doesn't stop like the
Yeah,
NBA,
yeah.
right? So they inbound it, they go down, they hit this shot, and they miss it, and Isaac hits a shot, and he's going nuts. Like, he hits a shot, and he's a big 5, right? So he didn't even make it back to half court yet. But by the time they hucked up this other shot,
Yeah.
so who's the first guy on the bottom of that pile? It's me. Like I came
I didn't even
unglued.
jump.
from
I
the
didn't even
bench,
jump
like,
in the pile. I was just.
like I literally ran out like his just hands up center court, and like I think the only person that beat me there was Joey. Like Joey grabbed Isaac, hugged him, and I just jumped on them. And like me running out there, everyone came behind me, and it was just
Yeah.
an all-out.
It was
Like
crazy.
there's a picture of it somewhere. There is an all-out pig pile at center
That's
court,
insane.
and like that was probably one of my better high school memories. And the fact of like the matter is, whether I was on the bench or on the
in the bleachers,
sidelines
yeah.
watching from the bleachers, like I was gonna be the first one there. Like that was absolutely insane. But like it would have been so much better to come off the bench with a jersey on and be like
Yeah.
your teammate doing that. But I didn't care. I didn't even.
What the
and-
crazy thing is for me is when like I was younger and I was going to the Berlin games when like Curtis Arsenal, like the championship team is playing.
Yeah.
Like look, like when I was going to that and then like when I was playing, it's like it feels like a completely different like experience.
Of course. Well, you say that, but your guys' team was still good. You know what I mean? Like I would go watch you guys.
Right.
And then I get into high school and our team's horrible. It's like, wow, this is not kind of what I expected. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah,
damn,
the Berlin basketball has been taking a hit.
it's tough.
unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's been on the decline since I went. Like
Yeah, no, it really has. Like, as soon as like
even
the year before Jalen's class.
that was Seth's class, right?
Yeah.
Seth's year?
Once Seth left, it was on the decline.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I guess that's the cool thing for me.
You say that, but even before that, it was on the decline. Like
Yeah.
since the championship team, it's been on the
Yeah,
decline.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
compare
yeah. Of
my
course,
team
yeah,
to the
but-
championship team, we're nowhere near them.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
kill us.
I mean, our senior year, that's when they lost to Somersworth in the finals. Not in the finals, the semifinals. The semifinals was the finals. Like that was
Right. If whoever won that game was gonna
was
win.
going all the way.
Right.
And Somersworth ended up beating us. But
I was at that game. What's that kid's name, dude?
Right in early.
Right.
Yes.
He was
You went
good.
to
They had
Plymouth.
another kid too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
But yeah, so they
Crazy.
that was like
He was
the
nasty. I had to
yeah.
guard him first game of the year, senior year. Put up like 30 on me.
Yeah,
that
I
was
just
like-
remember. I just remember watching him pull up from the logo in that Summersworth game.
Bro, that kid, he shut me up so bad. So when they came to Berlin, I was running my mouth from the stands so bad. First row, so bad.
Yeah.
Yelling this, yelling that. Dude, he came down, no joke, like hash mark, pointed at me, nailed it. I
Pointed
was
at you
like,
before the
"Come
shot?"
on." Oh, yeah, before the shot. I was like, come on.
That's
dude.
crazy.
And, like, of course, like me, like, I'm just still going at him, Like,
Yeah, why not,
he must
right?
have did that, like, 2 or 3 more times. It was absolutely nuts. Like, he could literally pull up from anywhere and
Yeah.
just nail it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was insane.
For some reason, I just have this. I don't know why, but one thing I remember is you had won the 3-point shot and you pulled up from the logo and made it.
Yes.
For some reason, I remember that. I don't know why.
Yes. So it must have been the year after my so it must have been your
Yeah.
senior year.
Right.
I bought tickets. I never buy tickets for that.
Yeah, yeah.
I buy tickets. I'm like, all right. I said it before. I'm like, if they call my number, I'm shooting from the logo.
Yeah.
My number gets called. I shoot from the logo, and I went in.
I was goaded.
And I made like $25.
I was goaded at winning that draw.
But you never
and
made
missing
him.
the shot. Every single time I would go to
I'm
every
one
game
for
and
one.
I'd
I'm
buy
never buying it again.
I would
Yeah.
buy my arm's length every single time, and I would miss a shot every single time. I'm not kidding when I say I probably won that thing 80% of the time I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like, if a number was being called and I was
Was
at
you or
that game,
Dylan
it
Nat?
was me.
It was you or D-Net?
It was me or D-Net. And we
D-Net would miss too.
sucked. And we sucked.
I got
And
it
then-
one time and I missed too.
Yeah, it's just so much pressure. I hated it. Hated it. Everybody.
But you still
watching
bought
me.
it every
Oh, I
time.
still bought it every time. Just hocked it up there, and then I'd walk back all depressed, and it was awful.
It's like, all right,
Just
this
awful.
is why I'm here. This is it.
Yeah.
And then the worst part of it was, the next day I'd go into school. You know, I'd have like weight training or PE or whatever. First shot, bang, drained. Why couldn't you do this last night?
Yeah.
You fucking loser. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
The pressure can handle it.
The pressure couldn't handle it, but
I won the big $25 for that half court. They should have
25?
hired me the rest of the year.
right. Yeah. Just hooking up for some
Every
entertainment.
halftime. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
But no, I mean, getting back to like basketball being the way it is, and you guys feeling the way you feel. For me, it's kind of the opposite. Like I wouldn't say that the hockey team has gotten better than what we were,
Yeah.
because I don't want to say this in a bad way. I think the competition isn't as good as what we faced.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take away anything from the kids now, and I don't want to take away anything
Yeah.
from the kids after us.
Come on, about competition, what I see, I don't know if this is what you see, but what I see is there's 3 or 4 good teams that are playing against each other the whole year, and everybody else is just
Well,
kind of in the background. That's what I see.
We always had that, like the 3 or 4 good teams.
Yeah.
Maybe 5. But those teams that were good. Like they were good. There was kids.
I remember going
on
to your hockey games. Those were insane.
There were kids on teams that were nuts.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't want to take away anything from anybody after me, because I think they deserve everything they've been through and all the championships they've won and everything like that. And that's what I kind of love. Like, I love the fact that that I can look back on our program and say, okay, I did this in high school and we won, and I did this, but it's so rewarding to look back at the high school program and be like, wow, like they're still doing this. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so happy for those kids. I'm so happy for what they do. Sometimes the only thing I wish they had that more competition. I do. I really think some of the kids that have gone through after me could be pushed a little harder. I think that they could have played some better people, some better teams and stuff. But that doesn't mean they aren't good. And that doesn't mean they couldn't live up to if they did play better people, because I think they would excel even more if they did play those better people.
For sure.
And I mean, you're seeing it with some, like, I mean, Griffin and Carter were both on here.
Yeah,
You're seeing
I was
it
gonna
with
s-
them.
I
I mean,
was-
they go to college and they play with these kids that are better, and they play up to their
Yeah.
level, and they do this. So, like, as good as you thought Griffin, as good as you thought Carter was, as good as you think some of these kids are in high school, playing against bad, like, not bad, but not as great as people,
Yeah.
it's hard not to play down to people sometimes. So
Of course, you're really not gonna overachieve against a team you don't need to
Right.
overachieve to. But when
And it-
if you're playing against a good team, is that you probably won't beat is when the best will come out.
Right, and you're bringing that extra notch. And
course.
so, yeah, I definitely think if they would have grew up playing at that extra notch, they would have been even a step ahead of where they are now.
Yeah.
And that's not saying they aren't capable of being there or getting there. You know, I just think if they would have grown up around it, then some of these kids they're playing with now that they think that they look up to, that they think, oh, I'm playing with this
Yeah.
kid, he's this, he's that. I think they would have been that person.
And I think Berlin hockey really will never be at the bottom of the leaderboards just because of the culture and the feeders and everything about it. It will always be good, I think, at least. But
I agree. They're
yeah,
they're doing a really good job too with the younger programs.
Yeah.
Of getting all these extra skates in, all this extra time on the ice.
yeah. I mean, youth hockey. Like I played youth hockey, and that was like the best shit ever as a kid.
Yeah. Youth hockey takes the cake.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. Yeah. I mean, I used to play with Wedge in rec league.
Yeah.
We were teammates and stuff.
That was great. I just passed him the
Um,
Win the face-off, give him the puck.
youth hockey takes everything. I don't think you can break a bond of parents, of kids, and a sport more than that. Like, you go away for weekends, you all spend it together.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I even went on weekends with you.
right. Like,
And I
yeah.
didn't even play.
Yeah.
Youth hockey, yes. At the same time, it is exhausting. It is draining. It is a struggle for probably some parents to do and stuff like that. But there's nothing more that I think that brought me closer to people, friends, extended family than doing
Absolutely.
youth hockey. So that's one of the things that's incredible. So I any kid growing up that plays hockey, I hope you can experience that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
See, like, and that's the thing. There's nothing like that for basketball around here. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So.
And I think the hardest part is in the summers. You know, you have to travel for hockey.
Yeah.
We don't have rinks and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
up here,
yeah.
so
Which you guys have always done.
right. And that's why I think Berlin creates. I'll go out and say this. I think Berlin creates more athletes in this state than probably most places. I mean, obviously, I don't know
Yeah.
about these big D1 schools, and they have some athletic kids that obviously go places. But overall, athletic-wise, I think Berlin creates more athletes than anything because we're dedicated to the sports we play. And
It's just such a big part of the culture here.
right, and you can't just focus on one sport year round. If you're down south, you have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Up here, you know, you play soccer. Well, when winter comes, you don't have soccer, so you play hockey. You use soccer to get in shape for hockey, and when hockey's done, you don't have anywhere to go to do nothing, so you play baseball. And if you
Yeah.
don't play baseball, then you know you're playing, yeah, you're playing tennis or you're running track.
Yeah.
You're doing this. There are so many athletes to come out of Berlin that have so much more potential that I don't think got used because we
Yeah.
don't have the resources that other places
For
have.
sure.
Where I'll go out on a limb and say if we had those resources that people had, I don't know if there's many people that could compete with some of the athletes up here, honestly.
Yeah. It's
I wish
true.
the football was bigger.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that's the other thing that's definitely lacked
right.
around here is football.
Football. One of the biggest things, like, I mean, I was playing with kids every summer that were huge in lacrosse. Like, I ended up buying all lacrosse stuff and playing with them in the summer. Like, just pick up. Like, just
Yeah, yeah.
us going to hotels and playing pick up and stuff in lacrosse. And, like, lacrosse was so fun.
Yeah.
Lacrosse is sick. But it's rough.
Yeah.
Rough as fuck. Like, not only do they hit, they slash.
Yeah,
They do
bad.
it, like,
And you're not half as padded as hockey, right?
right. lacrosse is nuts.
Yeah, it's
And-
pretty much
and-
gloves.
And the hand-eye coordination that you learn from lacrosse, like lacrosse is insane. But like
Yeah.
we don't even have that up here, and like all these kids have that. So there's just so many different things up here. It's a whole different world than the North Country.
Yeah, for sure. I believe it.
And kind of wish we had more resources, but at the same time, I think we do pretty well with what we have.
Absolutely.
That's kind of a cool thing to.
I mean, you can't deny Hockey Town USA. I mean,
That
that's
is true.
USA. I mean, come on.
We were Hockeytown USA at one point, and that's a cool heritage to have.
Yeah.
But you know, like I said,
Picture that says Hockey Town USA. 2007, had the stick down. 8 years old.
yeah, no, it's a cool thing, and like
Yeah.
even though we grew up in such a hockey town, like for a while, I mean, like you said, like those generations where we went through being a great basketball
Yeah.
town was kind of, it was cool to watch, even growing up as a hockey player. Like who doesn't want to go watch these basketball
Absolutely.
guys ball out? You know what I mean? Look what Kurt's done and where he went. What he played with Duncan Robinson, was it? I think it was Duncan Robinson
I'm not sure.
at Phillips Exeter. Like, you know, that's a hometown boy, like going
Yeah.
and playing on the same team as a guy in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
It was either Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson, and for some reason I want to say it was Duncan Robinson. Like they both played at Phillips Exeter together,
That's accurate.
and
I know it's not Tyler Hero.
just completely like insane to know that somebody that came from your hometown was playing with this guy that made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have the talent, we just don't have the resources, which kind of sucks. Because I think if we had the resources, you'd see.
Talent is on the decline now.
Yeah, definitely.
Because people don't want to do anything but sit on their fucking phone and watch YouTube all day.
Absolutely,
You know what I
that's a
mean?
huge thing that goes with social media.
Like, even when I was younger, like, we had nothing better to do than go outside and play hoop in the dirt driveway or go and shoot street balls at the hockey net. You know what I mean?
Dude, and I was thinking of this earlier. Like, I mean, if you ask, I mean, me and CJ grew up together, same neighborhoods and stuff. I haven't heard a kid mention the name Manhunt
Yeah.
in
Forever.
It's
forever.
true. It's like, what the fuck?
Dude, we used to have what, groups of 40, 50 people. Like, it was legit insane. Like fucking 15 on 15 manhunt,
Yeah.
just running around
Legit
neighborhoods.
games, too.
Like-
not like
Yeah.
you play one round and it's over. Like no.
Right, like we would go 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, and I mean we'd start at like dark, like 8 o'clock when it got dark, and we'd go till 12 at night, and it was absolutely insane. It got to a point where some people were so good at hiding, we had to set time limits on when you had to be back, and, stuff. Like, and we would run neighborhoods. Like, I mean, we had a good neighborhood growing up.
Where would you grow up at?
My Brown school.
By Brown
School?
School, yeah, Norway, Sweden, Finland. I mean, my grandfather lived there, so I was there a lot. But I did, and my aunt and uncle lived
Yeah.
there and stuff. So I never really like lived there until I got older. But like I would always stay there or stay at their house or whatever.
What
But
part of town did you grow up in?
not far away. School Street, so like right above the pub.
Okay.
So it wasn't too far from Norway at all. Like
Yeah, our boundaries
quarter mile
we
or
played was like VFW Brown School,
yeah, it's
and
like,
then back like the back 2 streets.
Yeah.
right. So I mean, you'd have from the VF. to
That's pretty
Brown
big,
School,
though.
And then you'd have
Yeah.
from Main Street to
Couple blocks, yeah.
Sweden,
Yeah.
Finland Street. So you'd have like 4 or 5 blocks
Yeah.
within this boundary. And the coolest part is you'd be running through people's yards and nobody
Yeah.
cared. Like they were
Yeah.
just letting you be kids. Nowadays, if somebody were to run through somebody's backyard, I don't think.
Until you'd be running,
They do
you'd be
anything
running
without
through
calling
and then
the
a
cops.
light would randomly pop up. And
You're like, oh shit, they know where I am. Oh shit,
Yeah.
get out of here. But like nowadays, if you were to do that, like I feel like people would just sketch out that you're in their backyard.
Yeah.
So,
It's different. Shit changes. If you ask me, it seems like it's going in a bad way, but I feel like it is changing in good ways too. But I don't know. I feel like for the youth is in trouble. Like I'm still young, but like I have 2 little brothers. Okay, they fucking. That's all they want to do is sit on the couch, and they'll have the phone playing YouTube video and the TV playing a YouTube video at
Right.
the same time. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Go outside or something.
yeah.
I feel like we're like the last ones.
Yeah, I mean,
It's on our shoulders to carry. the
when
next-
when PS4s and stuff like that
Yeah.
and gaming got big,
I'm not-
obviously we were all into it. But
Yeah.
like, dude, I remember, Christ, we'd be biking around till 1, 2 in the
Yeah.
morning. Like, of course, like if we were never together, we all liked the game because we could talk on the mic.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
exactly.
but if we were hanging out together, we were never hanging out inside. We were always
Yeah, but
playing outside.
The gaming was more of like an adolescence thing. Like after you kind of get past, like that riding around on bikes and playing like all kinds of manhunt.
Right.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like my little brothers, like 6 and 3 years old, want nothing to do but play iPhone games and watch YouTube videos. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's
and
tough to see. But I know it's not really their fault because it's just kind of how the way it goes now. But
Yeah, I mean, I remember we'd always go outside and play wiffle ball or like play all this. There's so many different games that you could play outside, and
yeah.
you don't even need that many.
Yeah.
people.
We used to do the dumbest stuff. Like we pretend leaves were money and we bunch of bags.
Yeah. I mean,
Bags full of leaves.
We talked about this the other day when we were coming home, dude. Like, probably one of the stupidest games that we could, not even stupid, but like most random games you could play was like hide from the headlights.
Right.
Like, we
Yeah.
would stay out in the middle of the night, walk around town, and if you got hit by a headlight, like if that headlight hit you, you were out.
Yeah.
So we'd have to hide, and like we were just talking about this the other day. Like, the funniest time was when we literally probably just started, walked on Main Street, and the first car we hid from was a cop. He was just hiding around, and this cop just stops and is like, "What are you guys doing?" We just made up this random game, like hide from the
Yeah.
headlights. Like, it's like, well, that looks a little sketchy. Like you're running from a car coming, but like it was just stuff like that. Like you just make up random
Yeah.
stuff. Like that does not happen nowadays.
Yeah, true. Like I lived. I don't know if you know this, but me and Landon Corrado lived we lived right across the street.
Yeah.
So we would be out all the time. Like I can't during the summer, there was not one day that. Because I just remember
Right.
my parents used to make me wait until 11 o'clock to go knock on his door. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or else I'd be out there early in the morning because we would just, go fuck off in the woods, build forts. You know what I mean? And it just doesn't happen anymore. Which,
Yeah, I mean, I think like the coolest thing, like when we were growing up, was it wasn't even a matter of what day it was. I think we were always hanging out. Like our
Yeah.
group was always together, and the funniest part was like we wouldn't even make the plans. It was our parents. Like, whose house are they staying at tonight? You know what I mean? Oh, is it all right if they stay at your house? Like, whatever. Like, we just had a group that was always together, and that was cool.
Yeah. It's crazy how much like we were together like all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Because like it's just like being a kid is just completely different.
Yeah.
Like from the real world. Like
Yeah.
you're like when you get home from school, all you want to do is anything but like sit there and do
Yeah.
nothing. It's like you just let your imagination go wild and then
Yeah. And then, nowadays, when you're in high school shit, you get home, you're like, fuck, dude, we're going to take a nap. Like,
Yeah. No, it's so different, and the craziest part is like when I put it into perspective. Like, I'm not even that old, so like I can only imagine how my parents feel because the way they grew up was so much more different than what I grew up.
Yeah. Yeah, see, you know what I mean?
like drinking and driving was like cool and normal back in the day.
Right. They got or like underage parties. Like they got busted for an underage party. Like cops would bring them home, say, "Oh, yeah, you're being stupid. You're doing this." You know
Remember
what
that time at your house? I'll never forget that one.
I mean? Yeah, that was a rough one.
Like, oh yeah, come on in, guys.
St. Patty's Day, houses loaded.
Yeah, I had
That
a
was
bag
rough.
of weed. We were upstairs, a bag of weed, and I heard the cop come up and throw the bag. Cam's like, "Yo, bro, did you have weed in my room?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, bro, it reeks in here. Because like I threw it and I forgot about it, and then like the bag was like open. So
Yeah.
it's just, like you said, it reeked in there.
Can't believe they never found it. We're like, "Oh, it smells. It smells." Never found it. Anybody saying anything in that chat?
Isaiah just says we're quiet, but I don't know. I don't know who it is, but I don't know. I mean, we've been going for a while, so I'm
Yeah.
not too worried about it.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's probably.
10:30.
Yeah,
It's also a Tuesday night, so people got
That's
work in
true.
the morning. But
That's,
you were off today.
I was off today. Yep.
What'd you do?
We're supposed to golf, but golf course was too wet, so.
I'm going tomorrow morning, actually.
Ended up going to Cody's, buying a pistol. And,
Really?
yeah. Just know you have to walk if you go tomorrow.
Really? No cards?
No cars.
That's fine. I'm going to my grandfather. He likes to walk anyway.
Yeah.
so-
Course is too wet. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's soaked though. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you have waterproof shoes or nothing.
No.
My uncle sent me a video today. He works there, and like he was stepping on it, and like it was just like soggy.
Yeah.
Soggy. So
Yeah, the weather has sucked.
it's been
fucked
miserable. Like,
up,
this is like the
dude.
worst summer I can remember of my life. Like it's rained almost every single day. Whether it's nice out till 3 or 4 o'clock,
Yeah.
it rains. Whether it's raining in the morning and then nice out, it just ruins your day. Completely ruins your day. It's so annoying.
Especially right off, like first thing in the morning when I wake up, I want to see the sun like
Yeah.
come
Right.
up. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't want to wake up and it's gray outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
sucks.
fuck, and then you really don't want to get out of bed.
So miserable. But no, I mean, CJ, do you have any questions for us or anything?
Well, we didn't. We haven't asked him the typical question
Yeah,
yet.
that is true. We haven't asked you the favorite high school memory question. That's the one we always ask. We asked you about high school, but favorite one, yeah.
Sheesh, I don't know, brother. There's a lot. Let me think. There's a few memories that I can think of off the top.
Talk about him. It doesn't have to
Say,
be
yeah,
one.
high
You
school-
know
high
what I
school's
mean?
a tough one to just narrow one
I
down.
remember- I think, yeah, it must have been high school. When Damon lived, it was like near the school, like up.
In the Brown apartment building?
Like where Josh moved in after, or
Yeah, yeah,
there.
Yeah.
When Damon lived there, there were some crazy parties there.
Yep.
I remember Blake. That's when he would hit the one.
Yeah. That was probably
Those nights were crazy. I remember that. Like
that was your sophomore year, I think.
it'd be like 3 a.m. and everyone would be trying to sleep. And Donovan would be making a bunch of noise, and I would
Typical.
I'd be
Just-
yelling. At me and him would just be going back and forth. 4 in the morning.
Doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me. Just a complete nut.
But yeah, those nights were crazy.
It's tough to just pick one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
really is.
I don't know if I can just pick one. I mean, like going back to I guess senior night of basketball. I mean that was pretty
Right.
incredible. Even though I didn't even play, like I wasn't even really a part of the comeback. You know what I mean?
Right. But you still feel like that. Like you're still there. So you
But yeah,
you know what it's like.
that one's hard to top. So I don't really have anything like too crazy.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was just a lot of times where I don't know, we just had a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to beat. Like I don't know, there's just so many. Like
What was your favorite? What was like your favorite year of high school?
favorite year. I mean, it's got to be senior year, probably.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Absolutely. Nothing beats senior year. That's for sure. Yeah. Senior year's fun. I feel like that's when every class is probably the closest to.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Definitely
even
have
like when, and it's cool like when you're a senior, like you're the oldest one in the school.
Yeah.
It's all the younger people.
Yeah, yeah.
We had a tight senior class, and we're still pretty close too. Like we still have our group chat and stuff that talk to each other and everything. Like,
Yeah. It was weird on the other day. I followed this girl on Instagram from Berlin, and she accepts my request. And I see my messages. And it says 2 messages. I click on it. I only see one message at the top. I scroll down. 355 weeks ago, a message from this person. I'm like, there's no way. Chick hit me up back in 2016.
I
saw that. I was like,
my head. Like,
September 2016. I'm like, what the fuck?
trying
That is so crazy to even think about. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know it's so crazy sometimes. Like life goes by so fast. Like
Yeah.
your 4 years in high school go by fast. Life goes by so much faster. It's wild.
Yeah, and dude, people in high school, like, they don't know how lucky they are, like, right now, like, when they're there. It's like, dude, you gotta cherish that time, because
100%.
it's like, you're never gonna feel anything like that again, unless you get, like, filthy rich and you can do whatever you want.
Right.
Like, you're never gonna feel like that again.
100%.
No responsibilities. what, you got homework? Screw homework.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
You know what the craziest part is like everybody tells you that high school goes by fast. Everybody tells you all these things, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
never believe it when you're in there. And then you get out and you believe it, so you tell all the kids younger than you the same thing. They never believe it.
Yeah.
It's just a repeat cycle, but like, dude, the one kid that's finally gonna understand to make high school the most of it is gonna love it.
Yeah.
that first basketball season after when you're not playing is
The worst.
hurts.
Yeah, if you're an athlete, the first season after graduating is the worst.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
Like all the kids you just played with are playing, and you're not, and you're sitting on the sidelines watching. That's the worst.
Yeah.
For
Even
sure.
now, dude, I wish I could play.
I know, right?
Put on the
It's
Maryland
so tough.
jersey, go out there.
And,
Yeah.
like, the only thing you wish you could.
Nowadays, if I played Maryland ball, I'd average 40 a game.
Yeah.
The only thing you wish you could do is like help them. So like it's
I know.
it's tough. Just being there for them though is cool. So yeah, it's a
I haven't
whole
gone to much games.
whole different thing once you graduate for sure. But that's part of life, and that's part of growing up. So you got to take everything you go with and just roll with it. So.
Selling the house?
I am, yeah.
I heard you
just
got
accepted an offer
I
last
heard you
night.
got a pretty nice offer.
It was all right, yeah.
Was it
So
where you asked?
Above,
a
right?
little below what I
I thought
asked. A little below what I
Okay.
asked, but
Because I saw what you asked.
yeah,
What was posted.
a little below what I asked, but not too far, and happy with it. So won't have this house, won't have this man cave.
Do you
won't-
have
won't
any idea what you're doing?
No clue. No clue. Well,
See,
I mean,
what I
I
think.
say no clue. Like I'm gonna go home and
Yeah.
and stay at home, probably bank some money and stuff. But
Well, could you not take the money that you sold this house for, get a much smaller house that's good for you, and just pay it off right away?
I mean, I could, but you know, there's some bills and stuff. Obviously, I'll pay
Yeah.
off and stuff. Take some of that money and
True.
clear
Yeah.
myself. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
that'll be cool. And then like I'll still have money in the bank and everything, and then I'll be able to, you know, kind of hopefully be comfortable with myself and with what I got,
Yeah.
and save up more money to be able to even feel even better.
Yeah.
And
Did you must have made profit on this house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think
Yep.
you make profit guaranteed nowadays.
Yeah, with the
yeah,
house.
yeah,
Yeah,
the,
for
the
sure.
market's pretty high right now. So, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to stay like this. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
So you might have got out at a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then that's what I'm hoping, and I hope that
And then you can once it goes down again, then maybe that's your
Right.
time to go. You know,
Right,
time to
and,
get something.
you know,
Like,
Just-
I got lucky when I bought my car. I had money from my grandfather and Edward Jones.
Yeah.
And right before COVID, got out of it, put it on the down payment on the car, and it worked out perfect. COVID
Yeah.
crashed the
Yeah.
freaking stock. My money
Yeah.
should have been half of what it was.
Yeah.
So I got lucky with that. So it's like, you gotta just hope you get lucky with it. Because
Yeah.
right now I feel like I almost paid my car off, and like it's damn near worth more than what I got it.
right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's probably
yeah.
true, and it's absolutely crazy. But like I said, eventually, it's got to come back at some point.
Yeah.
I think next year's kind of scary. I mean, I don't want to get into it too much, but it's an election year next year.
Yeah. True.
The way this world's going, and the way that people want to fight and hate against each other, next year could go any way, and it's kind of scary. No matter what side you're on, I think you should be scared.
Yeah, I don't
'Cause-
want to get too much into the politics, but I think it's gonna be interesting how shit goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, yeah, I don't want to get into it either, and it doesn't matter what side you're on, but I think both sides should be scared, and that's the way it is now.
Well, the side I'm on, I feel pretty good. You know, so
Yeah.
as long as they don't throw him in jail.
I'll fucking say it. I feel like I've become a Trump guy. I mean, what the fuck? The guy.
I'm a Trump guy. I have
Yeah.
been.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are.
I mean, I think he's for damn sure better than Biden. That's all I'm gonna say.
I
But
think- I think this election is going to be really eye-opening, because I think last election they really pushed the go out and vote, go out and vote. Go
Yeah.
Out and vote. I think a lot of people voted the way they voted based off of not of what they like, but what they didn't like.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, obviously it's out there now. You know, we all like Trump, whatever. So the biggest thing is, like you said, like everyone went out there, and because the media blew it up, like what he did so bad, like vote against what you hate, what you hate, what you hate. But like economically wise, we're in the worst time we've been in. And
Yeah.
if you think that it's gonna change without any change in there, God, man, I don't know what to say. I'm scared.
How about the fucking cocaine in the White House, dude? That's
Man,
so
Hunter
outrageous.
Biden's Hunter Biden's just
Dude, it's like
a wild card.
it's so funny because I seen this meme today. It was like, unfortunately, we were unable to find the possessor of the cocaine, and it's
Yeah.
like also the White House. It's over cameras. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
it's so
I mean,
true. Secret
it's-
Service, like what?
It's really one of those things where I believe the media has more control of things than people want to believe.
Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
you can blame politics, and it is politics, but like just stop watching this damn media shit. Like
Yeah.
that blows everything out of proportion.
No, for real, yeah, it really
Yeah,
does.
Look at
But the memes are funny.
yeah, the memes are hilarious. But like the thing is like if you just want to look at actual economical stats instead of listening to what the media tells you, we were so much better off with Trump in the office.
No, it's really true.
Like,
I'm not like I've been young enough to like really not give a fuck, but like
not even that. Like, what the hell is going on in Russia right now? Like, does anybody
Yeah.
want to talk about that? We were the closest we've ever been with Russia, with a president that everybody thought was gonna ruin and fucking start World War III.
Yeah.
We were the most peaceful time in this country since the Cold War when Trump was in office, and everybody says he's the reason we're gonna have World War III. We're closer to World War III now than when he was in office. So where are you getting this stuff from, and why are you believing what you're told instead of
Yeah.
actually looking into it? That's what makes me mad. But before I go way too far off, we gotta get off it because I was trying not to get there.
Yeah.
But I get so mad about it. It frustrates me.
Yeah, I just think this past and next election are probably the two biggest in the history of the country.
Absolutely. I think this next election is the biggest election in our lifetime, and that's why I think everything's going to crash because each side is going to do whatever the hell they can do
To win.
to win. And that's
I don't
what
see
scares
Trump
me.
not winning though.
I said that last election, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I said that last election, and then things happened, so this one really scares me. I see both sides doing whatever the hell they want to do to win this election, and I honestly am scared.
The way I see it is, I mean, as a Trump supporter, it could seem biased, but it's like you said,
Yeah.
realistically, if you look at the two candidates and the election numbers from last election, there is 0% chance that Joe Biden should win or Trump should lose. Like
Yeah.
Trump, the way I see it is, everyone that voted for Trump is going to vote for Trump again, and a
Yeah.
lot of people that didn't are gonna.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel
I
because
just don't see how there's a
I mean,
real world
Yeah.
where he doesn't win.
that's
But it's
exactly
just
what I was
like-
thinking.
You never know. I mean, the
Yeah,
fact
obviously
that
you never
even
know.
Joe Biden was their best candidate. I mean,
So the guy can't even talk.
Dude, that's what you're talking about the media.
You
Like,
could give me 20 fucking beers right now, and I would drink them, and I could talk better. Like, I could be slaughtered and not even be able to stand up. You could hold me at this microphone right now, just holding me up,
it's
and I
not
could
even
say
that.
it.
It's not even that I'm a bad guy or like I'm against what he's trying to do.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Dude, it's like
No, but he can't form a sentence. How the hell do you expect him to run your
It's like-
country?
it's
Like,
like the
what?
confidence I have is zero for him. Like I,
Yeah.
I need to feel like you got our back.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like whatever you're for, whatever you're against,
Well, and
that
that's
matters. But
that's
what
another
really
thing.
matters is like I trust Trump to make the best decision for
yeah,
us.
no,
And-
that's so true.
It's not even that. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna go out and say, as Trump supporter. It's already been established. I'm not going to go out and say I support everything Trump does. If you want to say
Yeah.
anything, you can say I'm an independent. I'm not saying that there isn't good on both sides, and I'm not saying that one side is bad and one side is good. I'm just saying if it's them two against each other, I support Trump. But I'm not saying everything Trump does is right, and I'm not saying everything that he stands for I agree with. But I agree with you in saying if I'm going to put my confidence in one person to run it, and it's between them, it's him.
Yeah.
Like, it's
It's
him.
like the quarterback
and-
of your team. I don't want some, especially as a wide receiver. I don't want some bum throwing me the ball.
Yeah.
Like, I want somebody that knows what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be a Sam Darnold throwing ghosts,
Right.
or you could have Tom Brady. Who are you picking? Who the hell are you picking when your fucking president of the United States comes out and says, I'm seeing ghosts? To me, I compare that to Sam Darnold saying I'm seeing ghosts and Joe Biden coming out and can't form a fucking sentence.
I mean, I can't lie. Like his highlight reels have been great, though. Like they're just comedy. You know?
His memes, yeah,
His
oh, yeah,
meme-
they're
Joe
incredible.
Biden,
highlight
you're saying?
reels,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
He'll walk
hilarious. It's so
upstairs,
falling
he'll
off the
form a
bicycle,
sentence,
falling up
like-
the stairs. It's so funny. And then you just see Donald Trump, and he's just like the most savage guy ever. It's just badass.
And
I
he's
love it.
intimidating him.
Yeah, it's just so sick.
And you know the other thing that I think people hate about Trump that I actually personally respect is he says what he wants. And
yeah,
as
he's,
much
he's
as,
confident. He
and as much
knows
as
what he
peop-
wants.
but
And
as much as people get mad that Trump says what he wants, you should be thankful that he's not sitting there
Yeah.
lying to your face.
No,
you
that's
should
the
be
thing.
thankful that he's saying fuck you to your face. When he
Yes,
was talking
dude.
to Russia, or when he was talking to North Korea, and all these talks about this this nuclear shit and all this stuff, when he goes to Kim Jong-un and says, fuck you, you're stopping. You're stopping right now, and if
Yeah.
not,
in North Korea.
right, if you're not,
Yeah.
if you don't stop, we are gonna fucking eliminate you. Like, that motherfucker means it.
Yeah.
He means
He's like,
business.
I got a big red button.
yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah.
You want to play games with me? Like, I'm going to destroy you. If that were to happen right now, Joe Biden would shit his pants. That guy probably has a diaper on right now. Like, what is going on with this fucking country?
Oh man, it's so
Don't get
funny.
Yeah, I think just a lot of people just believe what they hear, and they just
Yeah.
think that they're not trying to be tricked. They're just like, oh yeah, Trump's a horrible guy.
Right.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I've never got into it, and I've been young enough to where I could almost not really care. But like, and I feel like that's what allows me to validate that I like Trump, because I don't really give a fuck about any of it. But
Right.
seeing the both sides of it, it's just like, okay, this is kind of brainless.
Fun fact, I don't even know where I'm getting this from. Just remembering, me and CJ made the news with Mitt Romney one time when he was running for president against Barack Obama. In my front yard, Mitt Romney threw a touchdown pass to CJ. That was
Really?
cool. Oh, yeah.
I don't like Mitt Romney, but
Right. But it's
Still pretty cool.
Still pretty cool.
Still pretty
But just
Yeah.
had to go off tangent a little bit right there because it did make WMUR. It was pretty cool. So,
we were on the
I've been on Northwoods Law before.
yeah, been there, done that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Tell your story.
Oh, we don't have to get into that one.
No, is it a bad one?
No, it's not really too bad, but that's just a long story for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe next episode.
It's yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a pretty long. I mean, it's not too long, but it's long enough.
How old
so.
are you?
18.
Okay.
I think I was 18.
Okay. Maybe it's definitely could be a long one though.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not terrible, but yeah, we'll save it for the next one for sure.
Yeah.
So everybody watching has something to tune into for the next one. That's for sure.
Yeah. I gotta piss. I know that. Are we
Yeah, me
ending?
too.
Are
I
we
mean-
are we ending or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I gotta piss too. So, but we'll thank CJ for coming
Yeah,
on.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for
Talk about
popping
some
out.
shit, and yeah, definitely be ready for the next pod. This
sure.
one turned out pretty good,
Yeah.
and we're gonna keep rolling with this for sure.
I love it. It's so much fun, dude.
I know. You just
So
get
much
talking
fun.
and going. Like I said, this is almost a 2-hour pod rate. It's
Yeah.
more than 2 hours. So
No way.
yeah, it's
So we're-
11 o'clock. We started before 9. So
Holy shit.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's easy to get talking once you get going. So
Yeah, we did talk a lot.
yeah,
It's good.
tune into the next one and see what else. We
So
got.
what are we doing? Are we doing Fridays now or what? Are we doing Sundays?
We'll see. I don't know. I guess we'll just play it by ear. Fridays are tough because not a lot of people want to watch, but
Sundays would be a good night.
Sundays would be a good one.
With you,
But
yeah.
it'll depend what goes on with the house and where we set up next. So we'll see. Everyone will have to tune in and watch instead of giving it away now.
Yeah, maybe I'll throw up a little Insta story about the new setup.
Right.
Little teaser.
Yeah.
Absolutely.